Social. Are you looking to take the next step and get your own website like me? And we'll talk about that in a second. Look no further than Monarch Social. Affordable, cutting edge, and designed with user experience in mind. Monarch Social will not only get your website started for you, they can also host it and set you up with a starter SEO package. That's search engine optimization. Head over to monarchsocialbrand.com for more information. Dark Prime Collectibles, guys, in-store play is coming back and I think it actually is live now, where you can go and play Magic the Gathering with your friends in stores again after COVID. If you're one of those guys or gals who love Magic the Gathering or Dungeons and Dragons or any of the tabletops, Dark Prime Collectibles in Clearfield, Utah is one of the best places to go. Everyone's super friendly. The community's friendly. The owner, Jason, is amazing. He's friendly. He'll get you set up. He'll give you a rundown on all the different games. He'll include you and make you feel comfortable and be a part of their environment. Make sure you go check them out, either up at 354 State Street, Clearfield, Utah, or if you want to check out their inventory of old collectibles, new collectibles, cards, and so much more, you can check that, you can see that at darkprimecollectibles.com. Last but not least, Happiest, #1 place to go for premium CBD that won't break the bank. It is locally owned and sourced here in Utah, and it is safe for work, meaning no THC. They have something for everyone. You can head over to happiestmed.com. That is HEPIUSMED.com. Thank you guys for sponsoring. Welcome back, Kass. It has been a minute.
Yeah.
I was telling you that I finally got a website, which is exciting. Topshelferspodcast.com.
Topshelferspodcast.com.
Pretty straightforward. I will be everything that's on there right now is pretty cool. You can watch live on the website, which is awesome.
That's dope. What?
And then I will be starting a blog. I've always wanted to blog. I have a lot to say, and I like writing shit down that is more I don't want to say is more important. I sometimes stumble when I start discussing like things that are going on in the world that are super important, and I don't do well at giving my thoughts and opinions fully when I'm live. So I want the blog to be a place where I can like show some of my opinions and thoughts of the world.
Because you can kind of, that's one thing that's great about, I would say, like writing and then posting, is being able to really collect your thoughts, get what you want to say, putting it all down, and then you're able to kind of go over it, I would say, multiple times.
Yeah, I've had a lot of times on the podcast with different guests where we'll be talking about something that I'm super passionate about, and I don't get my point across the way that I actually wanted it to. And not that like in a bad way or a good way, but I just feel like either I have more to say or I should have said it in a better or in a different wording or something like that. So the blog is going to give me a space to do that.
That's actually really smart. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
And if anyone out there has ever thought about wanting to blog or wants to blog, I'm looking for people who would also like to write for me. Not as me, as yourself, but have an outlet to put it somewhere.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I might be down. Yeah,
that's something that we could definitely do, because I think that blogging is a great place to go to let your creativity flow in a way that, like, who knows, maybe it will impact some people.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, blogging is cool.
Blogging is cool.
The blogging. Welcome to the internet, guys.
Welcome to the internet. Blogging is cool.
But we were gonna start a while ago, and then we got talking on a whole bunch of stuff. But one of the things that we were kind of diving into was some people having like an intuition when they meet people.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if you go to like a club or a bar or a house party or something like that, or someone comes over, like you get like this weird inherent like thought in your head, like something's either off or something's wrong, or maybe this person just has ill intention. And I feel like there's some people who really have an ability for that. Mm-hmm. And there's some people like me where I just don't ever get that. But we were kind of discussing like what we kind of think it is.
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of people will call it like intuition, gut feeling. My dad calls it the sixth sense.
Yeah.
You know, different things like that. Which, I mean, like, I technically call it, like, an intuition or, like, gut feeling or something, which is something that, because, I mean, what brought it up was we had a close family friend come over, and he brought someone with him, and my mom got this feeling and was kind of like, was talking to me about it, and was like, is there something going on with that guy? I don't know why, and I don't want to be too quick to judge, because I don't even know him. But I just had this feeling, and also you could, like, almost, once you went around him, you could actually kind of, like, I don't know, feel his, like, energy in a way, but not really, just kind of...
Yeah. Energy, we were talking about energy a little bit earlier, too. Like, energy is one of those things where I think that, in my personal opinion, there's energy that exists out in the world that is happening naturally and occurs naturally, that we just don't have the capability to measure. And I believe scientists have proven that humans give off energy. I mean, we produce energy, we know that, but there might be more of an energy that we don't understand that our bodies naturally produce from just being alive.
Yeah.
Now, is that something that could be changed based off of, like, mental state?
That's what I honestly think that would be a big factor, because then also mental state, I would say, has a big play in how you make your decisions and how you act around people and how you treat yourself also. And then also kind of overall, sometimes that can snowball into what makes you as a person.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I guess I could go back and say that I don't ever have that feeling, but, like, I've definitely had that feeling. Have you ever gone into a room when, like, a fight has occurred recently?
Ooh, yeah.
You can, like, I think everyone can feel that.
Yeah.
But do you think that that's just because, like, and this, I guess this kind of ties into something that I wanted to talk about, paranormal, is, like, energy. We were going to talk about paranormal, by the way, tonight a little bit, and some horror. Yeah, the horror. Do you think, like, if, like, let's say you and I got in, like, a fist fight, like, right here, and it was, like, super emotional, it was, like, for something that we're both passionate about, and we just beat the shit out of each other, do you think that, like, there would be enough energy that we both output because of our heightened state of emotions, because we're passionate about something, we just blew a whole bunch of energy, like, physically, that could imprint in a location?
Oh, are you talking about kind of like, I keep thinking like poltergeist and stuff like that?
Yes, kind of like poltergeist.
Kind of like poltergeist. I would say, I don't know about necessarily a fight. A part of me feels like it would have to be like a lot of emotion. Like it would have to happen multiple times over a long period of time, or just be like so passionate enough that I guess it would.
Right.
I don't know if it necessarily would leave an imprint in a location, unless I could see it happening if it was over like a long period of time or something. Kind of like, you know, where you go to areas. That also might just be the knowledge that something has happened.
Yeah.
You know, and you get a feeling and you're like, I already know something bad has happened here, and now it just feels bad.
Right.
And that's just my brain associating this place with a bad feeling.
That's a good point, because, like, when we talk about paranormal, one of my opinions I've always had is that, like, I don't think there's ghosts, because I don't think there's an afterlife. Okay, that's my personal opinion. I'm not here to argue it. However, I think it's possible that if something crazy like a murder or other horrific things that happen in this world occur in certain locations that are already naturally higher on this invisible potential energy that exists, that it can imprint it in a bad way, so that people who are who have that intuition, when they're around it, they can kind of feel that. Because, like,
yeah,
I think that, like, the people who, like, research paranormal, like the clairvoyance and stuff, I think it's the same type of energy that they're feeling. Like, the whole, like, I can sense spirits, I think is the same sense that people can sense with people who are off. Yeah,
with people. Yeah. I think that would make sense. I mean, that just makes me think of, because, I mean, I've talked about the hell house, what my family would call it.
Yeah.
That I used to live in when I was younger, that I would, like, I'm pretty positive it was haunted. And I lived there for about, I'd say like 3-4 years, I'd say. But I always thought that something bad had happened there. I don't have any confirmation, but one thing that kind of like points to that would be the previous owners literally ran off to Canada, and we were never able to contact them again.
That's kind of sketchy.
Yeah. And the thing is one of them was a family, like a friend from high school from my dad, like ages ago. But that's kind of how we got into this house. But then eventually, I don't even know what happened. All I know is that they kind of disappeared. And there was some sort of issues happening with, like, the only reason I knew that was because there were issues with payment and different stuff like that. Because they kind of disappeared to Canada.
That's kind of weird.
Right? And so the thing is you mentioning that, I was like, well, maybe. What if something bad did happen? And that would explain why there was so much bad energy in that house in the first place. Oh, Nick Joy, hello.
Spooky stories? Let me type mine up. Yes, please.
Yeah, tell us your spooky stories.
Yeah, because I've met some people, you know, Kaylee.
Yeah.
And like I had a guest on named Mel who, like, both of them gave off same, or I guess they kind of talked about having the same, like, unspoken ability of like feeling. I don't know the best way to word it. Like when they go places that are haunted, they have more encounters than other people, and they feel that it's almost like they're in tuned with whatever's there.
Yeah.
And they also can kind of tell if it's good or bad in their head, in their mind. Like they can like, oh no, this spirit's like just here vibing, or this spirit's like not good.
Yeah.
But like, if those things are actually going on, and it's not like something else, or it's not, you know, really what they think it is, there's still something that's giving them that feeling.
That always, that brings up, I always listen to all of these paranormal podcasts and stuff like that, just for funsies,
I love it.
You know? But there was this one that I was listening to about a house, I think in New Orleans, that at first, like, disguised itself under like the guise of like a little girl ghost or something sweet and innocent. Where usually the thing is, I was like, if there was a little girl ghost in my house, that would scare the shit out of me. Like, I heard a giggling, I'd be like, no.
Like, I guess I'm not living in this house.
Disgusting, get out of here. Kick the child in the face.
Yeah.
But apparently the mom found it endearing and like made a bond or something with this girl ghost, and would like start buying her like toys and stuff like that and putting them in a room. And then eventually the husband started getting attacked more and more. But because the mother was I don't even know if they had a kid. I don't even think they had a kid. I just thought the lady, was so connected to this girl ghost, was like, could not believe that was happening to him. And it was because of her. She's like, there's no way. There's got to be a different entity.
Something else going on.
Yeah, there's no way. She's so sweet to me. But apparently they had a psychic come in or something like that, where then the psychic was like, no, it's one and the same. It's really just like a demon or like a poltergeist or something under the guise of a little girl, and she is just and like they said that it was most likely because of something that happened there to a lot of girls by men. And so the whole reason that it was being sweet to the lady was because they didn't feel threatened by her at all, and also wanted somewhat of like a comfort in a sense, but then started attacking any men on the premises and ended up causing what even happened? I'm trying to remember what happened. I think he almost died or something. Like he like fell down the stairs one time. There was another time where he like ended up like hurting. It was very like Amityville horror sort of shit going on.
You know, it's always fascinating to hear stuff like that because, and I always have to take a step back and put on my, I don't know what glasses I want to call them, but
cool guy glasses.
Yeah, the cool guy glasses, like the fucking what's up with. There's so many people who when paranormal happens around them, or something they can't explain, they immediately go to paranormal, like, as their explanation. And in a situation like that, like, crazy if it's really going on, right?
Yeah.
But is there something else?
There's something else going on. Like, is there other things that are making this happen?
Yeah, it's kind of, how do I say it? I have this theory that I always talk about, which is going to be my first blog. Shout out to my website again.
Shouts out. What
Selfless
is it?
plug.
Topshelferspodcast.com.
Shout out, if we're doing shout outs, Hollycast Mess Around fanfic, or
Friendfic.
Friendfic.
Oh,
Friendfic.
yeah. Hollycast Mess Around. We've been working on our Friendfic.
Yeah.
It's actually getting pretty.
It's going to be lit. Yeah.
I'm like, have you seen any of it?
Yeah.
It's wild, right?
It's fucking, I hope you guys, I talked to Holly, and I agree. I think you guys should publish it.
We definitely. The thing is we were having a chat one night, and it was just kind of one of our, quality time nights where we just hang out, watch movies, we'll like drink a little, and we were talking about it, and we were kind of talking about how a lot of the popular books and movies nowadays basically are fan fictions, just made official into books. And we were like, wild, what if we did that with our friend fiction? And then we were like,
but wait.
Well, actually, because the thing is, we got lots of good ideas.
Yeah. It could go.
It could go.
What if you guys did? I guess you can't call it that. I was gonna say, what if you did your own version of like a manga, where like you get someone who can animate it, like draw it.
Honestly, that would be my dream.
Like you could probably find someone on Fiverr
to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
How cool would that be to have your own like manga style? That you guys wrote.
Because we're going through the whole process of like world building in a sense right now, and like character development and all of that. So by the way, if you're really interested in that sort of stuff, definitely check us out, because it's literally just us kind of bouncing back and forth ideas and different things, and then also just talking to people who are viewing and just talking about random stuff as we're messing around. Aha.
I'm glad you guys' chat has stayed fairly mellow.
Right.
So far.
Right. Occasionally we'll get this guy coming back that will be like, I dare you guys put whipped cream on each other's faces. And we're
Is his name XL Diamond?
Possibly.
Oh, okay. He was the guy who would come in and be like, "What's up, guys? How you doing? Yo, you should probably eat mayonnaise out of his beard."
Mayonnaise beard guy. God, I wish he comes back now so I could be like, oh, we do mayonnaise.
It was just the most casual conversation. Like, he'd be like, "Yo, man, life's been great," like, blah, and then like, I don't know, he'd be like, "Hey, you gonna eat mayonnaise out of his beard tonight?"
Yo, you wanna eat mayonnaise out of that beard? Maybe.
Going back to what I was saying though, is like, I have this working thing that I want to talk about in like a written format, and it's the idea like anything to justify. And I look at this more in the scope of like religion, so it's going to be a spicy right, where people will take something that can be explained, but they have to justify it in their head as God to make it seem like their beliefs aren't wrong.
Yeah.
And I also think that happens a lot in the paranormal world. I think that whether it be a TV show or it's just people who are really into paranormal, shit happens and immediately like, oh, it was this paranormal thing.
Yeah.
When in reality it's like, was it?
Really was just a bunch of like this sort of stuff. I would say it's almost like wanting a fall guy.
Yeah.
For everything. Mm-hmm. But instead of actually having a literal fall guy, it's some unexplainable entity. Yeah. That you're just kind of like, ghost is at it again. God is at it again.
The thing that has always made me frustrated, and this goes with everything that is in the paranormal universe, UFOs, cryptids, ghosts, we all now have phones that record really fucking good. Mm-hmm. And the only time we ever get evidence is on a goddamn toaster.
Facts.
Someone who still holds their phone like up when recording video, and it's in like 180p, and it sounds like they're talking into like a goddamn 1940s like stereo mic.
And it's like, now you see,
there
is some sort of entity coming
Yeah.
through the window.
And then you'll hear someone in a granny go like, and it's like, what the fuck was that? Like,
did you hear that?
Like, I'm hard pressed to believe that there's not just like, did Twitch eat my message? Yes, Nick, we did not get a message.
Also, hi, B-Bert!
Oh, B-Bert!
B-Bert!
I can't believe that there's not just like, where's the dude in like Ireland who's all like, oh, that's fucking Nessie.
Yeah!
You know?
Like, oh my god, what the hell?
Hiking is at its peak popularity. Where's the fucker who's like, oh my god, that's Bigfoot?
Fucking Bigfoot.
But no, we get like grainy ass like camcorder like for like deer hunting videos of like something in the background like rummaging.
Yeah, just like, and you're like, huh, is that what I think it is? Is it Bigfoot?
But it drives me nuts because I'm like, I feel like all of it's fake.
Yeah, because the thing is if nothing is clear, because then also, I would say, if anything is actually clear, I get suspicious that it's fake.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no way, there's no way.
I guess, okay, that's a good point. I am worried at the point where like someone posts a video and it's like 100% real and everyone's like, that's pretty good editing.
Yeah,
You know,
I'd be like, wow, that was really good that they did that.
Happy Friday. Yeah,
Happy
what's
Friday.
up? All right, so
mean that I
Nick
can't
just sent it on.
Calling Side Monk. Oh, yo, what's up? Oh, I'll send it to you on Snapchat. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Twitch ate your message.
Okay, so I'm gonna. Oh yeah, that's weird. It shows like it's sent on Twitch, but then it didn't show up on our side at all.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
Okay, so I'm gonna read Nick Joy's paranormal story.
Story time.
I think Wes might have heard this. I was out camping and was making my way back to my camp at nighttime through the woods. I walked longer and longer and then just thought, fuck it, I can't see that well. I'll navigate in the morning. I set up a little camp in a clearing and then slept. I woke up abruptly during the night to the sounds of something out of my visual range, like something walking around near my fire, but just on the cusp of the darkness. Then I felt a presence. I don't know if it was a dream or real, but I spoke with my grandfather who had passed by then. He told me not to panic or anything and just get back to sleep. I went back to sleep and then woke up the next morning and looked around. I had been moved from where I sat up my camp. The remnants of my campfire were still in the old location, inside a fairy ring. I got a bit confused, but went back to walking and I pulled out my compass, which belonged to my grandpa. It no longer pointed north. It just spins now to this day. But I made it back to my camp with no problems.
What?
That
spooky.
You have told that story and it is very, very interesting.
Yeah, because like the thing is, oh wait, what do you mean by? Because then also you said it in a fairy circle.
Oh, that's what it's called when you just like put rocks around
and
build a campfire in.
Oh, I was like, are we talking about fairies now?
No,
I saw someone posting a lot about that on Twitter recently, and I was like, oh, this is wild. But because the thing is like, then you think, how was the camp moved?
Did you? I'm sure I asked this question before. Did you hear your grandfather like in your head, or did you visually hear it through your ears? Because that does sound different.
Yeah.
Because if you heard him through your ears, that's kind of like, oh shit, like he could have been there like watching over you. Or if you got like a message in your head from him, that's equally as crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's...
Well, then again, I don't know. I have had an experience where like I heard like in my head basically, in a situation where, because I would say so all my grandpas have passed for a while now. And one of them, he was like an active golfer and all of that stuff. But usually mushrooms. Oh yeah, but apparently they also call it the ones when you put the rocks around the thing. But I think those are also called fairy circles. But basically, I went on this hike with some people I didn't really know. And it was also during a time where I was a very, very anxious person. And I started to have a panic attack while we were all hiking up. And I started kind of freaking the fuck out and was like, okay, you guys go on without me. I am like not able to catch my breath. This is all uphill. You guys told me this was like a nice hike. Screw you guys. Because also I was like really out of shape. So I then sat down on a rock and I was like starting to like hyperventilate and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, chill out. Because I used to get really, really bad panic attacks. And so I was like, chill out. They were gone. So I was feeling comfortable enough to like have a little, like my little freak out, you know? And so I was kind of like freaking out and I was like, okay, I need to like calm down as soon as possible so then I can like meet up with them again. Because also I have no idea where I am. I'm in the middle of the woods. Where am I? So I'm sitting down there, and then all of a sudden, I see something rolling down the mountain, and it's a golf ball.
Oh, what?
And the golf ball then hits my foot, and I hear something like in my head basically being like, calm down, you're fine. Yeah.
You know, I will say, with everything that I've said on the podcast over the years, the world still does some mysterious things.
Right? And the thing is, I still have that golf ball.
Really?
I took it I literally put it in my pocket because I was like...
No, I mean, you have to.
Yeah, right? I was like, this shit wild. I looked at it, and I was like, this is insane. And actually, like, I started to, like, cry a little, and I was like, this is wild. So I put it in, literally put it in my pocket, and now it's in my office in, like, a little thing somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I still have it.
So, I'm probably going to butcher your name. Tavia memories. I thought fairy rings were like naturally formed circles in nature, usually out of mushrooms. And then Nick says, and that's what I was meaning. Oh, okay. So you found like a natural occurring.
So it was in a fairy circle that your stuff was in.
Interesting. So.
Because then that does bring up the fairy conversation. Which comes into the whole, like, you know, cryptid sort of situation. Because I was going to say, I could hear a lot of people saying that, what is it, Wendigo or something?
The Wendigo's really popular right now.
Yeah, where they mimic people who were close to you to lure you out.
There was one video I saw that was fucking creepy. And I don't know if it was fake or real, but it was of a guy who was he had been doing camping vlogs. Lots and lots of camping vlogs. And he was doing a typical camping vlog. And, dude, I get the chills thinking about it because of how creepy this video looks. He's like recording his campfire, talking, whatever. And he hears someone in the distance go, "Help! Help me!" And, like, he kind of gets, like, quiet, which I thought was odd, first off.
You're kind of like...
And he goes and, like, in this, like... panned, he's like looking kind of like towards the sunset. You see this guy like stand up. Chills. He looks like the best way I can explain it is if something saw what human bodies do, they were trying to copy it.
Oh, kind of like Uncanny Valley, you know?
Yes. It like stood up like really like not human-like and then kind of walked. Not like a human. And it wasn't looking anywhere. It just looked like it was like kind of just like staring somewhere. But you could see its lips going, "Help me!" with emotion. But his body is like walking with no emotion. It fucking freaked me out. Oh my god.
That makes me have you seen the video of because this is also one of those, this is one that like creeped me out, that somebody, I think they posted on TikTok or something like that, and it was a part of like, at first they like, it was like alive somewhat, but then because their car broke down and they were probably, I'd say like 15, 16, and then their dad was with them. And their dad, they had a bridge. There was a bridge with water, and it was a bunch of woods. It looked like they were kind of driving, like, somewhere on the East Coast with all those tall trees and all that stuff. And so they were like, oh, yeah, our dad told us to stay. Oh, it wasn't live because they were just, like, recording it and everything, because I think they were in an area where there wasn't a whole ton of service. But he was like, okay, I'm going to walk and try and find, like, a gas station or something like that, or, like, somewhere where I can... you know, get some help because we don't have any service.
Right.
So you guys stay here, stay in the car, you know, don't leave. Mm-hmm. So he gets out. And then that's when the girl starts recording, is when they're sitting there for a while. And then they were like, they see her dad then or at least someone who looks like her dad, kind of walk out of the woods, where he didn't go to the woods. He went the other way. So something is kind of like moving in there, and then starts calling to them, and calling like their name, and being like, "Hey, come on over here.
Yeah.
We're good. Come on over here." And then they're like, they get out, and they're like, "What?" And so they're recording, and you hear it in the video, call their name, and then in the video, then they hear someone go, "Who are you talking to?" And they turn around, and it's their dad.
I don't know, like.
Yeah.
Ugh, gives me the creeps. Yeah, my skin is crawling right now. I feel creeped out. Tavia says fairy ring actually aren't paranormal at all. They're just fungus that grow underground and happen to sprout in a circular shape by the time it reaches the ground and pops up. Oh, okay.
That's cool.
Man, mushrooms are okay.
Mushrooms are dope.
Mushrooms are dope, but mushrooms are doing some shit too. That whole. I always forget what they're called. I always think psilocybin, but that's not it. The fungus that are connecting all the trees together and helping them speak to each other.
Oh, the what? Yeah.
Psilocybin?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I don't know.
They be doing things.
Mushroom expert, please let us know.
And they're more DNA close to us than anything.
Oh.
They look like they're doing like brainwave things.
Because isn't it like there's some sort of like electric pulse or something like that?
Yeah.
Go like, and you're like, you can see it if you give it a good old scanity scan.
Yeah, Star Wars. Is that King Arthur's sword, Excalibur? It's William Wallace's. William Wallace.
We will not take our freedom.
Freedom. Yeah, mycelium. Thank you.
Mycelium.
Oh my gosh, what is going on?
Are you having some issues?
Yeah. It didn't want to do the thing. I'm going to try and look for the video that I was talking about quickly if I can find it. But, yeah, if you guys have never looked up mycelium, that shit will give you panic attacks because you're like, wait, they're doing what?
Hold up, what are they doing? For science, people saw those serpent shapes in forests and instantly thought mythical creatures did this on purpose. Yeah, I would be like, yo, okay, first of all, I can't draw a circle this complete. What's going on? What's happening? Also, I agree with wanting to hang out. Like, if you could talk to mushrooms, if you could talk to plants, that would be so... I would live in the woods the entire time. I would basically just go live in a cottage. Then again, that would concern me if I was able to talk to plants because if I wanted to kind of like farm from the land, would you hear them die?
Ooh.
Yeah. Would you be able to talk to all plants or just plants like, you know, like those mushrooms that have like weird brain waves, wavelength things going on?
I don't know. They're probably not happy though.
Yeah, they're probably like, take us out of this mortal realm.
Bieber, I do talk to plants.
That's probably why all your plants are so awesome. Because I can't take care of plants for the life of me. That's also, like, that's probably the way I would be able to take care of plants. I don't have a green thumb at all. I try to, because I really like plants.
Mm-hmm.
But I usually end up killing them. Because if they're out of sight, out of mind, I don't think about them. But the thing is if they screamed at me, I would be like, oh.
You sure? Thirsty!
Thirsty! And I'm like, Charles, calm down. I got your water right here. I would live in the Arctic, so it would be completely silent.
Yeah, and Tavia's right. You can talk to plants. Plants respond to positive reinforcement and grow better when you do talk to them.
Good luck teaching them English, though.
Yeah, I've seen videos of that where like they have shown like
they do well when you talk to them.
Yeah,
that's good. I talk to my plants, but it's usually I forget about them. But then when I see them, I talk to them and I go, I am so sorry. I hope you guys are doing well.
Yeah, I know it's been a minute, but
yo, apologies. It's been a minute. I've been a little busy. Sorry. Hashtag from the heart. Don't put them in places where they're out of sight. Well, they're not exactly out of sight, I'd say. But I want to put them near the window, so that they get sunlight. So they're there. near the window, and I've actually been getting much better at taking care of them. But my mom is even worse than me with that. So she also has plants that are dying. So I'll go and water them, and she'll ask me, be like, "Did you water my plant too?"
Those water. Yeah, those plants
And I'm like, "Yeah, I've been watering yours." And she's like, "Oh, sweet. Okay." Was worried.
If I can find this video, I will make sure to link it to everyone so you can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because even if it's fake, it's fucking faked really well.
Well made. That's the thing.
There's one thing that really creeps me out, and it's when you see humans doing non-human things. Right? Like, body-wise. Like, moving in ways that, like, just humans don't move.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I'm not talking about, like, the dudes who can, like,
do the, like
the dancing thing, or, like, the contortionists who can, like, fit themselves in, like, a shoebox and shit, but,
yeah.
like, when they're not meaning to. And I don't think whatever is going on in this video was necessarily... I don't think they were, like, trying to be seen.
It's like copying... It's like copying a person in a sense. But,
yeah.
like, not quite getting it, where you're like, that doesn't make any sense.
I feel like I'm getting close, but... Oh, there's lots of plant TikToks on my TikTok now.
Yeah, because it's like the whole thing of, like, uncanny valley is terrifying to me.
Yes.
I hate seeing videos where people are kind of, like, replicating it in a sense. Yeah, we're talking about Mark Zuckerberg. Oh, yeah, the way his face moves when he talks, that's why so many people are like, he's a lizard person. There's no way that he's human.
Oh, can I show you something, though, that I thought was really funny?
Oh,
you know the baby, right?
Yeah.
You know some of his music. I have to play it quietly, but... So, this one is, why the fuck does this fit so well? It goes on the whole way, and all of it, like,
it's all
fits.
on beat?
Yeah. It's
fantastic.
So it's I forget which song that is by DaBaby.
I think that's Bob.
Yeah, I think that's Bob. Yeah. But it's covered by Honky Tonk.
Honky Tonk.
And it fits really well. You sent it to me if that helps. I sent it to you? Oh, Brittany, you just saved the game.
Save the game.
Instead of going through 9,000 TikToks, I only have to go through like 20.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 900.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's
fair. It's over 9,000.
I send so many TikToks to people that I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Found it. Okay.
Oh,
so I'm going to show this to Kass first and get her response to this. And then I will link this TikTok to chat so you guys can watch it. That fucking weird. Like, if I were to think, like, something is trying to capture a human...
I mean, that would be the best way to do it.
Yeah. Okay, guys, give me a second while I get this linked to you in chat.
Sounds like me when I wake up 5 minutes before my alarm. Help!
Help!
Help! That, I would say the way that it walks is almost like, at the end, it looks almost like a baby trying to walk.
Yeah.
And then at the beginning, it reminds me of something. That's us.
We're in a loop.
Oh no.
Okay, guys, there it is.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, because I don't know why it reminds me of something, but it reminds me of, crap, what is it? I'm almost thinking of like horror movies.
Yeah.
In a situation where it like, what movie is it? It's probably multiple movies also, where it's like either a killer or like some sort of creature, almost like kind of like getting amped up, you know, kind of like doing like that little like moving, like a little wiggle almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's more like animal-like rather than like being a human.
Like if that was real, that just seems like it's like, I don't want to use Wendigo or like Skinwalker.
Yeah.
But like, if something was like trying to practice how to get like people to them for something.
Yeah.
I don't know. That video freaks me out, even if it's fake, because I'm not saying it's real.
Yeah.
But even if it's fake, that's fucking eerie.
No, that's creepy. And also the thing that I find almost most creepy about it is the fact that I felt sympathy for it when watching it. Weirdly enough, I saw it and I was like, what if he's really in pain? And then I'm like, that's why I would get killed by these things. I would get murdered. The first scream coming over my sounded like first Bigfoot
The
scream.
next one.
This horror imagery reminds me of a horror movie. My campaign.
Vote in the 2024 Olympics.
Olympics.
God damn it.
Vote for me in the 2024 Olympics. I'm the new track star. She's a runner. She's a track star.
I saw a fucked up meme where it was like, speaking of Olympics, where it was like Team USA's basketball team, and it was like how hard they're practicing to beat countries that don't have running water by 80. And I'm like, damn, that really puts in perspective, doesn't it?
Damn. Okay.
If it was Spooky Forest Monster, I'd scream about free Amazon and Fortnite codes. Is this the Gamer Pass?
Is this you want to play Fortnite? Where are we dropping, boys?
Yeah, where are we dropping? Yo, is this thing? How many beans can this fit in this?
Oh,
is that one? Is that dead meme now? How many beans? Yeah.
Beans? No, I don't think so. I think beans are forever.
Yeah, beans. Beans are forever. Can that be like the? Can we make like an election like photo, like, you know, and it'll be like the horror imagery reminds me of horror, and then like bottom text is beans are forever, and it's just you giving like the most traditional American thumbs up.
I could even be wearing like what's the like Uncle Sam or whatever outfit, and like I was about to say only you can prevent wildfires, but that's Smokey the Bear.
Smokey the Bear. I mean, you think Smokey the Bear like is the reason why there's so much fires?
Probably him.
It's like the DARE program. They didn't do a good job.
Yeah, no. I think it's so funny that people now who like, you know, do copious amounts of drugs, wear like the DARE shirts and stuff like that, just because it's fucking ironic and it's hilarious.
Top 5 things that I thought were gonna happen more when I was a kid, getting into adulthood, was like people offering me drugs. That never happens.
No. I think about the fact. I mean, I used to hang out at like a meth head's house a lot.
Yeah.
And I never once was offered meth.
Wait, was this the Wendy's? Fucking Wendy's.
Wendy's! These are from my Wendy's times. My Wendy's adventures.
That's a meth. Yeah, I mean, you're probably a meth user.
It's a meth user. It might be. Yeah.
Yeah, you might be right.
I've definitely eaten a can of beans that's several years old before. But
no,
did it stay? That's the real question.
A tiny root. Yeah, quicksand was the second one. I thought quicksand was going to be everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, like, every movie I watched was like, oh my god, I hope we don't run into quicksand.
And it's like, whoa!
I've never once seen quicksand in real life.
You're like, where? Have you seen the video of those people, I think in Florida or something? It definitely would be a Florida thing.
Yeah.
Where they're hiding their moonshine in quicksand.
No.
And he literally, you see him go, watch this. And then he like... Like, takes off his shoes, he jumps in, starts sinking, and then, like, reaches down, pulls out these giant jars, and is sinking. He's like, oh, shit. Oh, oh, no. And then he, like, gets his way out, and they pull him out, and he's like, I wish my wife sucked that hard. And I was like, whoa, lots happening in here, and I want to watch it again.
Yeah, that's another one. That's a real good one. The complete extinct use of cursive writing. I had a teacher put the fear of God in me because I was struggling to learn cursive, probably because I had dyslexia and didn't know it.
Oh,
thanks,
R.I.P.
Teach.
Thanks a lot.
And she's like, you're not going to be able to go into junior high and high school and do well unless you learn cursive. And then by 6th grade, they were like, no one does cursive anymore.
No one does cursive, you stupid. Literally no one. Yeah, the only people who use cursive is 1, my grandma, and then 2, the technician who is like maybe 10 years younger than my grandma on when he writes things down.
Yeah.
But the thing is I'm like, yeah, I'm glad that I can read cursive, but, you know.
You're not going to carry a calculator everywhere?
And it's like, surprise, actually.
You can download graphing calculators now.
You can, literally. That's me. I got made fun of by, I was baking or something. And I met this guy, this German exchange student. I can't remember his name, but he was like an engineering major. And I was like, oh, what's this times this? It was a really easy number. I was like, what's this times this? I just want to be sure. And then he walks in the room and he's like, you don't know what that is? Like, come on. Like, starts to make fun of me. And I'm like, first of all, I'm a business student. I learned how to apply that in Excel, and that's it. Screw you.
Yeah.
I'm like, I learned how to use the various calculators.
Yeah. Engineering nerd.
Yeah, come on. I don't know how to do that in my head, asshole.
Ooh, Nick Joy with the hot take. I was raised with the ideas that Christopher Columbus was a hero.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a big yikes on that one, guys.
Exactly. Colonizer.
Yeah, he did not do the things properly.
Yeah, no, disease, rape, all that stuff. Was it? You're stupid. That's exactly what it was like. I actually think it was something very easy. And he was like trying to roast me for it, and I was like, you know what? Screw you, you're an engineering major, you have to know math. I'm a business major. I have to know the applications to give me the math.
Have you seen how they teach kids how to do math in America now? They finally adopted, they finally adopted the ways that like Japan teaches.
Oh, really?
Like multiplication specifically. It's like a whole box thing. So I don't know how to do it. I have no idea how to do it, but it makes math so much easier. So like if you do like 924 times 83, you like put it like 923 at the top, 83 on the side, and then you draw lines and boxes, and then you add them together, and it gives you the answer. But you can literally like, if you get good enough, have you ever seen those videos of the people who can do the crazy multiplication like in their head super easily?
Oh yeah.
They're using that style.
What?
And it legitimately, here, I can find something.
Yeah, because that's insane, and I'm upset. I was so bad at math that I basically opted out of math my entire high school time. I don't think I took a single math class to completion. I just ended up doing packets my senior year just to finish it all up, so then technically I could graduate.
Sorry, I got a Kentucky Fried Chicken commercial.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Speaking of colonizers. Oh.
Speaking of colonizers, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
That Colonel Sanders is a little sus.
Have you even seen the sexy Colonel Sanders out and
Yeah,
about?
I'm about it.
I was watching this video on Facebook about a type of math.
So if you guys want to look at this video, it's how they're teaching math in school today.
Like location or...
We're going to fast forward.
So I'm going to write the problem out so you can see it.
We have our multiplication problem, 35 times 12. The first thing we need to do after that is expand these two numbers. We need to break it down into its tens and its ones. I've got 3 tens, which is 30, and 5 ones, so that is 30 plus 5.
Thank you, Salty.
Is 1 10 plus 2 ones. Okay, so that's need to draw a large box.
And then for the next number,
Okay.
Why does it keep going over to him? Let her finish.
On the side, and on this box, we're gonna put both of our expanded numbers. So on the top, I'm gonna put 30 plus 5, and on the side, I'm gonna put 10 plus 2. Where your plus signs are, I want you to draw lines through the middle and down it. And then in the very corner, we're still multiplying, so I'm going to put a big multiplication sign. Starting with our very first number on the top, we say 10 times this, 10 times that. So first we're going to do 10 times 30. Sometimes it gets a little tricky when we have those extra zeros on there when we're multiplying by a 10. So
you pretty much
say 1
take
times
away
3
all of that.
is 3. And how many zeros do we have? We've got 2, so we attach them to the end of the number. So 10 times 30 is 300. We did 10 times this. 10 times times 5 is 50.
You right.
You know what? You ain't wrong here. Sometimes I gotta
We
learn.
do 2. We go down to the 2 because we're done with the 10. 2 times this. 2 times that.
Okay, you get the
So
idea,
2
right?
times
So,
Yeah.
times 30
What
is
the-
10.
And she
I
added
filled
all
up
that?
all my numbers on the inside. Now all I have to do is add them up. So
and that's a lot easier than trying to do
Over here, I'm
35
gonna
times
add.
12.
Yeah.
So everyone, and there's even another way to do it with lines that is even way better. And like the people who learn this are now able to do math like
Crazy.
because it's like practice, right? Like
Yeah.
when we look back at how we had to do it, it was like show all your work on this crazy shit,
Oh my god.
and it made it so overly complicated. Now they're using ideas that like dumb it down to a point of like, why are you guys
Why are you
making it so
making it-
difficult?
Yeah, why are you making it hard for everybody? What the fuck?
It's just more proof that the generation under us are just going to be way smarter.
Oh yeah. That's the thing is that's always like a great point of just kind of, evolution of like technology and knowledge, just in general.
Well, I've told you about my
Fantastic.
nephew, right?
No.
He
What?
I think he's 11 now. He speaks Spanish
What?
because he found a YouTuber that he liked who speaks Spanish, and so he learned Spanish.
What?
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish that I could go back in time to when my brain was really, really moldable,
Yeah.
and learn another language so that I could be bilingual. Because now that we're, old and whatnot, it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Wait,
it is.
this makes it sound
True.
a lot better for me crying at the tail of it. It was so too much. Yeah, exactly.
And we still don't use the metric, which is interesting, but we'll catch up one of these days.
Eventually, we'll get to.
Someone's gonna get in office and be like, "Let's start with this generation and just like not teach
Not
anything but the
actually,
metric system."
You
Like,
know. Oh,
guess
shit.
who? Oh man,
Yes.
the goat himself.
Oh my god! Look who it is!
Hey Forrest, go type in topshelferspodcast.com. You can watch us there if you want.
Well.
Well, now, brother. Let me tell you
bro.
what.
Wow.
I guess we should probably get into horror.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're like, sorry, we're going on math for a little bit.
So since we've talked, I watched a movie that you guys kept telling me that I had to watch. Midsummer.
How did you like it?
Fucking great.
It's good, right?
It was great. I need to rewatch it for sure
Definitely.
because I'm a little confused on a couple things.
Ooh.
Like, so she just kind of like came to terms with like her boy like being a fucking shitty person. Is that kind of like the whole point of it?
In a sense, yeah. I think it was like a lot of it. Now that you've seen it, I'm assuming I can kind of like.
Yeah.
go
So
into-
if you guys haven't seen Midsummer, we're gonna be talking about some details that would be considered spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
So,
movie talk.
We'll give you a 5-second delay here. It looks like 5 seconds to me.
Yup. All right. So I'm pretty sure a lot of it has to do with. I always think of like the like, oh, good for her conflicts
Yeah.
in movies, where she has been, you know, mistreated for so long by her boyfriend, and it kind of like shows in the situation in the very beginning, you know, where is it a horror? Yeah, so it's a horror movie directed by Ari Aster. He also made Hereditary, and then I think collaborated
with The Witch.
with Robert Eggers for The Witch, aka I don't know which tattoo right now. Hey, and then
do you
also
have another new
Lighthouse.
tattoo?
Do I have a new
tattoo?
tattoo?
I just never seen it.
Oh, I have a new tattoo right there.
Oh, I thought the one on your arm.
This one?
Oh, this one. I don't think I've ever actually seen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is one of I got this 2019.
Oh, so I'm just dumb because
think.
I definitely was there when the goat one was even still wrapped up. So
Yeah.
I
So
must
I've
just
had
be,
this one for a bit.
I must just be dumb.
Does it prominently feature jump scares? Actually, no.
Thankfully.
A lot of it's definitely art house horror. That's what I would categorize it
I've
as.
never heard that. That is a great way to put that movie.
It's kind of the new poppin' genre lately, specifically with Ari Aster and his whole like Hereditary, Midsummer, all of these movies that are going more into things not even necessarily, I mean, it's psychological horror, but it's also so visually stimulating, I'd say, that it's considered like art house horror, you know. Wait.
I don't think you did. I had it. It was $1 on GoDaddy.
R.I.P. He's like, oh damn it, I bought it for 50 cents.
If you own Topshelfers.com, let me know because that's like $1,000 a month.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah, because Top Shelf apparently is still relevant term, which is good for me.
Oh yeah, but good for her sort of thing. But she was mistreated by him for, I mean, so long. It shows at the very beginning where, like, I mean, she's worried about her sister, and he's just annoyed with her, and it's just kind of like, probably fine.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, okay, yeah, I guess so. Her entire family fucking dies. And then he's like, continuously annoyed
he's
with her
annoyed
that she's grieving that her entire family was just like, it was like a murder-suicide situation where she technically could have, I mean, in the situation, if I was in that situation, I would be so devastated because it's also the idea that, like, I probably could have done something if I just listened to my intuition of, like, my sister said some weird shit and I was worried about it and I wanted to call the police, but then your boyfriend tells you not to and that it's probably fine, and then all of a sudden all of them are dead.
Yeah.
That would be an insane amount of, like, survivor's guilt. And he's just annoyed with her the entire time.
I hated, like, trying to watch the first, like, 20 minutes of that because of how he was. He was
just like, God, And then when he invites her, because he doesn't tell her for, like, this entire time, and then invites her, a pity invite, and she's like, okay, goes because she obviously knows that it's a pity invite, but also is like, oh, I mean, I might as well if you're inviting me. Yeah. Which, I mean, I probably would have done the same thing.
Yeah. Especially, I mean. Yeah. Probably get away to get your mind off something.
Exactly. And so, when she ends up going, she kind of realizes that, like, this community is so much happier and all that stuff. I feel like that's a big portion of it, is finally getting that community and getting the ability to properly grieve with the support that she needed, and coming to the realization that he was absolutely shitty. And
so there's things that I must have just missed, right? So, like, oh wait, Forrest, if you really do own it, you need to let me know, because that's like, or you can make a bunch of money on it, because it is like, if I wanted to buy GoDaddy, if I wanted to go get Topshelfers.com off GoDaddy, it was like $999. So if you really do have it, you're either sitting on a potential gold mine, or they took it away from you or something. I don't know. Salty says, my review on Midsummer is that the spells summer wrong, so it's a big down. And number 2, it's not the movie Creep. So overall, 0 out of 10.
Creep is fantastic.
Creep is good.
God.
It cost me $30. Oh, well. We need to talk.
Yeah.
So, I think where I got lost a little bit is obviously what's going on is a ritual of sorts, like a traditional ritual where they have to do all these things and they have to happen, otherwise something bad could happen, right?
I think. I don't actually think that they do it because they think something bad is going to happen.
Just tradition.
I think it's just tradition, and that's just how they do everything.
So my only confusion is, why did they kill all the friends?
I think a lot of it has to do with, well, they only needed really one guy to, possibly impregnate one girl.
Yeah. That scene was wildin'.
Right.
I was watching that and I'm like,
what's going on over here? Why are they all singing and pushing his butt?
Yeah.
What's going on? I would say they only needed that, and also all of them were somewhat disrespectful in a way, which you see in all of the situations. If they're disrespectful, they reference the way that they die and everything. They all reference something similar to how they were given the disrespect, aka the guy who peed on the ancestor tree was the fool, and they put on like a fool's hat on him and everything. And what was it, the other guy who tried to steal the book ended up being dissected and his eyes were cut out,
Didn't they plant one of them too?
I think so. I think so, yeah.
And then we can figure it out if you do have it and do want to give it to me. Because it would definitely be, I can link it to the current website, which would be cool. It honestly, like, that movie was really, I was vested in it for sure. It's a slow burn.
Oh, yeah.
It's slower than Hereditary, and I would say on par with The Witch, with how slow of a burn it is.
Yeah.
But goddamn, when it gets to that cliff scene,
you're not expecting it, huh?
No, like I saw this big cliff, and I'm like, damn, is someone gonna jump? Like what's going on here? And then they do, and the death, like the gore that they show, I was like, oh fuck, that is intense.
We saw it for Holly's birthday in theaters when it came out, and I remember seeing it on the big screen because you literally see like the skull bounce like off of the ground, which is something you do not really see in movies.
No.
I am shocked at how they were able to like replicate that and everything.
Yeah, dude. When they jump off that cliff.
Yeah, when they jump off and then it goes boom. And then the hammer, and they come and just squash. You know.
I really wasn't expecting it. Like,
it
at least not
shocks.
What if Ari came out and said like, "Hey, by the way, these are all documentaries," and the whole world just shuts down?
Be like, "Oh God, wait!"
I'm willing to bet shit like that does happen.
Oh, 100%. I would say there's got to be. I feel like there's a lot more cults and different communities very similar to that we don't know about.
Oh, for sure.
That keep pretty tight.
Yeah, cults that actually do their job good.
Yeah. That's like, I'm actually, so, this is somewhat off topic, but I'm reading a webtoon right now.
Okay.
And, it started out, it's, at first I was like, it's somewhat romance, and I was like, okay, yeah, cute, love it, adorable. Now it's taking a turn, like a complete 180 into, his mother is in a cult, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. Because at first, the way that they, like, these two characters, like the main character, was hired by a pyramid scheme and ended up accidentally scamming this guy's mother, and ended up going to jail for a little bit because of it. And she was like, I had no idea that that's what this actually was. Oh my God, so sorry. They end up meeting, and then like it's like this cute like enemies to lovers sort of thing. And then all of a sudden, it's like playing on the fact that like, oh yeah, no, this happens to my mom a lot.
Oh.
And now she is in a cult started by the same people who started your company. And they're like in this high-rise building in Japan, and nobody's allowed to leave, and nobody's allowed to have cellular devices and any of that stuff. And I took a complete turn, and I was not expecting that. So I don't exactly know. Yeah, it actually is pretty good. It's just starting that whole bit. I'm wondering if they're going to continue with that, or if it's going to be like a quick little arc. I don't know for sure. Gotta be honest. What is it called? What's the webtoon called? I'm like, maybe I should look it up so that I can plug it, because I feel like that would be nice.
I have another horror movie that I watched.
Ooh. That
I need help. I've been waiting for people to talk to, because I don't know what the fuck I watched.
What was
Lighthouse.
It? Oh, I love Lighthouse. I need to watch it again.
I have to watch it again. I have no idea what I watched.
It's pretty fucking insane, huh?
No idea what kind of movie I watched. Okay, so spoiler alerts again. We'll give you a couple seconds.
Lighthouse.
It has Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson.
All in black and white.
All in black and white, which was cool.
Yeah.
I liked watching it in black and white. Okay, spoiler time. So is Robert Pattinson just going insane? And did Willem Dafoe ever actually exist? That's
basically like the whole sort of debate.
Yeah.
What I think is he did exist. And actually what is happening, so it kind of is like that whole like theory of Willem Dafoe's character has been targeting people coming in and killing them, basically. Or he killed one of them. That's where he found the head.
Yeah. Okay.
And found that. So that was his old lighthouse hand who used to be there. That he was writing about. That he was like then lying through it, saying that he wasn't doing anything, saying that he was doing shitty work, so that he wasn't going to pay him. So then he was doing all of this and getting help so he wouldn't have to pay. And there's sometimes I saw this theory where it was like that dead person was actually him.
That he had sex with?
No, the dead person.
Oh, yeah,
when he like kind of threw something out and he brings it up and it's like a whole ass head and he's like, that technically was him, and he's just kind of like living in a loop, I guess, like a loop of his hell in a sense, and like how he died.
Okay.
But also people have been comparing it to, what is it? There is this, actually, I'm gonna look it up because there is this reference to, I think it's mythology, and it's supposed to mean this whole thing. Oh wait.
It says you could technically make a horror movie that's a slow pan zoom in on William Dafoe's face while it slowly smiles, and it would still be scary.
Facts, though.
He's a great actor.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
I
feel bad for him because people actually think that he's insane, and he's really just like a good actor.
Just trying to live,
yeah.
Dude. I still think about the fact that they had to get him a penis double for Antichrist. Did you know that?
Why?
Because his penis was too big, that it was not believable, and so they had to get him a penis double. And
my man,
I'm like, I want to see it now. I want to know what the hype is about.
Willem Dafoe's out here fucking Spider-Man up with like just a fucking...
Just like schlang and schlong. Yeah. He's like, whoa.
Do you think he ever put the Green Goblin mask on and just stared in the mirror? This is the real weapon, Spidey.
Starts helicopter. He's like, oh God, no.
You know, if there is a god, he has humor, right? Oh. It's like they made Willem Dafoe, and they're like, let's just monster wiener. Yeah, just like
monster dick.
They grabbed the slider and just turned it to max.
Max. Acting skills, high. Yeah. Dick, high. Creepiness, high. Also, one thing I remember in The Lighthouse that I never understood was the fact that he was farting all the time.
That part of the movie I just couldn't stop hating. I didn't get it.
I thought it was hilarious, though, at the very end when he's like, and all of the farting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, true. So, I was wondering when you were going to mention that.
Okay, there's a couple other parts, though, that I still just don't get. So, what was the mermaid?
Oh, yeah.
Was that a washed up body?
Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay, wait.
He envisioned having sex with that mermaid, and then envisioned it as a corpse, and then envisioned it, I think, Willem Dafoe for a second, right?
Yeah.
And then we don't know what it was. You should probably not download that one again.
I'm looking up because they mentioned it's supposed to be so it's two Greek mythologies that he like kind of like goes off of. Oh wait.
The reason everyone had trouble controlling the goblin's fire thing was because it was balanced for the Magnum dog.
They're like, what the hell's going on? And he's like, nobody can ride this but me.
You have to pretend there's 8 extra pounds on here.
They're like, oh my god, does the Green Goblin have 3 legs?
I hate the fact that now I also need to know what Willem Dafoe's dick looks like.
Right? Because the thing is I mean, I've seen, strangely enough, I feel like I've talked about this on here before, where I've weirdly seen Antichrist like 3 times, at least.
I don't know if I've seen that movie.
You haven't? It's, so the thing is I keep thinking that it's going to be a different movie, and then I start watching it, and I'm like, wait, no, I've seen this. And then I just kind of watch it till the end, because I'm like, yeah. But it's one of those movies that a lot of people don't like watching more than once. And understandably so, because it's very, what's the word, gritty, I guess. It does have like a full-on sex scene. Like, you see his penis and everything in the very, very beginning. But also, I don't know, it's a really interesting take on everything. It starts out in the beginning in black and white, and then kind of like goes throughout. And there's a lot of hints, especially after watching it 3 times. There's a lot of hints going into then what happens at the end, because I don't know if you have seen, I don't want to spoil it for you if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
But she talks a lot about the 3 horsemen, or the 3 wise men, actually.
The 3 wise men?
The 3 wise men who come and visit her. And you see there's like different like sculptures and stuff like that around the house, but a lot of it has to do with like the comparison of grief, and then also postpartum depression.
I found it.
And you found his penis? Are you serious?
From when he was super young. It's like an old picture from the 70s.
It's probably grown, but like also I would like to probably see it.
It's okay.
Is it big? Is it not that big?
It's soft, and it's yeah, I would say yeah.
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 Yeah, I mean that.
Yeah.
That's pretty big.
That's pretty big. If you guys are interested, look up Willem Dafoe's penis 70s picture, or whatever you looked up. I don't even know.
Yeah, I just typed it in because I was like, is this true? Oh my god. Apparently he was really upset about the penis jokes everyone was making.
He's really upset that everybody's making penis jokes about him?
He was when Antichrist came out.
Oh, really? That everyone was like, wow.
It's 10 p.m. at night. I'm watching a strange man on the internet look up pictures of celebrity sex parts from the 70s. Where did I go wrong? Now, you went right.
Yeah, where did you go?
You're on the correct platform, my friend.
Choose Your Own Adventure book, awesome edition. That's what I'm talking about.
No, okay, so back to the movie.
Oh, yeah.
What was the mermaid then?
Oh, the mermaid, I feel like was, well, I mean...
Because that whole movie is just like, if you watch it for what it is, it's Robert Pattinson going insane and killing Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
If you watch it from any other perspective, all of it is just imagery for different meanings.
Yeah.
But then there's an octopus creature at the top of the lighthouse and a siren slash mermaid.
I was thinking that the mermaid and like that octopus thing were one and the same. Like that creature was one and the same. That's what I was always thinking. But it was mostly them imagining, because I'm like trying to think. I haven't seen this for like. Okay, so I watched it when it just came out.
When the other person came to the island, was that actually a person that he just murdered?
Yes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That movie's fucking wild.
It's a fucking... I need to watch it again because I know for a fact there was so much that I
feel like I
missed.
need to watch it with a notebook.
And, like, take
just
little
take
notes. Yeah. It's insane. Yeah, it's... But the mythology thing that they actually mention is apparently Prometheus and... What is it? Proteus? Or something like that? Where it's, you know, taking the fire and giving it to someone. But instead, it's that guy wanting to keep the lighthouse for himself, you know, in a sense, and kind of being like, no, this is, like, my thing. Like, he has a secret, and he's basking in its light, and it's fantastic. And it's, I think somebody said that it was supposed to reference, like, you know, like, love and beauty and, like, all this stuff, that he's like, I want this all for myself. And the whole time, Robert Pattinson's character is like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I want that.
I want that. I want that. And so it's then his whole struggle of trying to get that because he won't let him watch the lighthouse at night.
Okay.
And he's like, but that's when all the cool shit happens. Why can't I be there? Why? And then starts to kind of go insane because he just keeps thinking about wanting to go up there and what's possibly up there.
It was good. I'll definitely say it was a good movie, but it was definitely one where I was like,
what the fuck is going on?
Help?
We watched it, and then I think Bella came in like the last half or something like that, and literally was like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on. Yeah, that's rough. I
watched the movie from the start, and I still said the same thing.
You're like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Someone fucking... I'm sure someone on Reddit has done all the research.
100%. I almost like want to look...
Oh, you know something else that I found out that's not related to horror, but made something even more cool?
Oh, what?
So, a lot of Naruto, which Naruto's great.
Yes. I got high. I was like...
Is the equivalent of like... how do I say this? It's like their mythology. Like Japan mythology.
Oh, with Naruto?
And Sasuke specifically.
Oh, really?
All of that stuff is based in mythology. But Japan's mythology. And for me, that made it way more cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, I guess that would make a lot of sense just in... I mean, the thing is with a lot of media, just in general, a lot of it does come from myths, and it's just a new version of myths.
Yeah.
I guess. So that would make sense. And if it's directly based off of that...
Yeah, I don't know if, like, the stories are 100% directly based off it. Like, I don't think... But, like
characters?
all the eyes.
All the eyes?
Sasuke, the revenge.
What?
Like, a lot of the characters have mythological names that represent something.
Oh, that's dope.
Kind of like, you know, Apollo is war and all that type of stuff. Like,
yeah.
All those characters are kind of different things in Japan mythology. And I was like, that makes that show so much more cool in my head.
Yeah, that makes it a whole lot cooler. Now it makes me... I know I'm researching when I get home.
Yeah, start with the eyes.
The eyes?
The whole entire dive into the belief system about the eyes and how Naruto represents it is absolutely insane. I spent hours just reading that. And I'm like, what the fuck? I had no idea. Like
what is it?
Like the Rinnegan is like a real story.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like a bunch of that shit is like rooted in like mystery and mythology.
Oh.
And I was like, I didn't even...
Yeah, you're
would never have known.
I had no idea. What?
Makes me wonder if there's more popular anime that is actually like based on Japan's mythology.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing so, especially if Naruto, one of the big, what is it, the big three?
Yeah, the big three.
Big three, is based off of it. I would assume at least one other of the big three probably is.
Yeah. Well, I know Dragon Ball Z's not, because
Oh.
that motherfucker went into his fridge to name the characters.
What?
Yeah, that's not a meme.
That's literally how he got the characters'
Like
names.
some of his characters, yeah. Piccolo was a pickle. Yeah.
That's kind of cute.
Yeah. I played a cool horror game on my phone recently. Angry Birds. Oh, they're so mad.
They're so mad. I can't.
So what have you watched recently?
Well, recently, so I actually watched part one of this. It was like a teen movie. that's been coming out. I don't know how I really liked it all that much. What is it called? Fright. It's like Horror Night, Fright Night, something like that. Not actually Fright Night, because classic movie. But they're making it, I think, a 3-part series. I think the second part came out today, but the first part came out a few days ago, and I watched it with my aunt and my grandma, and it had to do with this like town that had 2 different sides, where it was like Sunnyvale and what was it called? Drearyville, something like that. Something very opposite, kind of cheesy, like Riverdale sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And so many murders happen regularly in the bad part of this town because of this witch that was murdered there very, very long time ago, and starts to possess people. But it's just this belief that she starts to do that, and that's what makes people go crazy and go on these killing sprees. And then there's some romance going on, but then there's this girl who ends up getting out of a car crash, and they accidentally hit the tree that the witch was hung at or something, so she technically touched something that belonged to it. And apparently when that happens, then she sends all of her hounds after this girl, and it's just kind of them trying to fight these people. So it's a lot of dramatic gore, I'd say. Definitely gore, comedy. It's actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
Gets kind of sad though, because the thing is my favorite characters don't exactly survive. And I get so sad about it. But it definitely was well made, I would say, cinematography wise. I really enjoyed the gore and the way that it was made. Definitely a more teen horror movie, I'd say. Yeah. It was enjoyable. It's interesting why they're deciding to make this one into multiple part movies and putting them all out one at a time. I'm not sure. I like how you can give us a plot. Yeah, I don't know what it's called. Wait, actually, I could probably look it up. I realize that.
Horror is such a fascinating genre because it really can do all the things in one series or movie. Like, you can have happy-go-lucky, gore, horror, romance, humor, the whole 9, and everyone likes it. Horror and paranormal tonight. I love it. Hell yeah, Googles. Always a fun night with some horror.
So I'm looking up the name of this. Fear Street. That's what it's called.
Fear Street?
Fear Street. Yeah. So definitely
I don't know that one.
sounds kind of like those cheesy sort of things. But the thing is I'm a really big fan of camp horror movies. AKA also The Babysitter. I love The Babysitter, actually. Yeah. Love it. I think it's hilarious. It's got the right amount of gore and drama and ode to old horror movies.
Absolutely.
That it's definitely worth the watch, I would say.
I agree.
And I think this is somewhat trying to replicate it because they did so well with Babysitter, because it's Netflix doing it.
Oh, okay.
And so they're kind of trying to up the ante, I think. They're getting a little jealous of Hulu with all their... Because they have some good horror movies.
Netflix is... I mean, the meme is put better horror on Netflix.
Yeah.
Do you feel the 3-part concept is we need more time to properly pace it, or we will make 3 times the money? I think it's a combination of both. I think that it's we need more time to pace it, plus if you make the first one really good and there's a gap until the second one, the hype is going to be way bigger.
Exactly. I know I'm definitely going to watch the second part because it seems like the second part is actually... because they get into a situation where then at the end they're like, oh, we need to call someone who has experienced this before. And defeated the big bad.
They're going to call Ash from Evil Dead?
Yeah.
Really? No. Oh, I was like, I'm in. Yeah. I was like, no way.
But they call this chick, and she then tells the story, and I saw the trailer for this next one, and it basically is going back in time and then telling this girl's story with her experience with this witch, and her experience with this mass murder spree, because all of them start with some sort of mass murder or something like and they all have really popular Netflix actors in them.
Okay.
So like the first one literally started out Drew Barrymore style with Maya Hawke.
Yeah.
So she was in there and then she was not instantly. And you're like, oh, well, okay.
Salty says Netflix learned horror by making real life horror movie with the release of Cuties.
I actually haven't even seen that.
I didn't either.
I
remember that being like a big controversial thing, and then I never delved into it because I can't remember if I either just was like I don't remember. It was like child kind of gross shit, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of people were like, oh no, this is definitely targeted towards pedophiles and stuff like that. But then apparently it's supposed to be doing the opposite, which I'm not sure how that's supposed to, but I haven't seen it, so I can't exactly make that judgment. I
can't comment on it either because I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I need or want to.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of different documentaries like that, honestly.
No, my documentaries typically stay in two categories: true crime, conspiracy.
Same.
That's kind of where I float around.
I'm like, if it ain't about the Loch Ness monster or the ghost in my attic, I don't want to see it.
Yeah, I don't. I'm good. Farming's bad. I know.
I'm aware.
Yeah,
Bigfoot? Hell yeah.
Did you ever get into the Channel 5 news guy or I forget what his name was prior to that. The kid who would go like on the tour bus and then go interview people at crazy shit.
Oh.
Someone in the chat will know what I'm talking about. What was his original account before it got taken away?
I think I know what you're talking about.
I know his name's Andrew. He's gone to like FurryCon and like Sturgis and just interviews people on the street. All gas, no brakes.
All gas, no brakes.
So they're great. I 100% recommend them. It's some of the best content ever made.
Oh, really?
And it's like, not only is it funny sometimes, but like, he's interviewing people in the streets. So you get like that raw, like, oh fuck, people are way more crazy than we think.
You're like, wow. Okay.
But he's been making new content on his new channel, Channel 5 News is what he calls it. I think it's funny.
Oh.
And I'll let you go on there and look, but his content is also falls in that realm of like conspiracy, because he goes and I think where I was trying to tie this in is he goes to, I think it's Wisconsin or something, that's super famous, like the city's super famous for Bigfoot.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes with this team who are Bigfoot investigators.
Oh, that sounds so fun.
And like interviews them while they're doing it. It is the most chaotic, neutral thing that I've ever seen in my life. Like, this dude is like this big kind of like buff, sweaty looking dude who just fully believes in Bigfoot. And they're out there like banging sticks against trees to try and call Bigfoot. And then there's a grandpa who's like also doing this, and he'll start like talking in what they think Bigfoot's language is.
What?
And he's literally like, and like,
let me call Bigfoot 1 second.
And like, all the other guys are just sitting there like listening for Bigfoot, and this like Andrew kid like looks at the cameras like,
what is going on? Honestly, a dream to go with Bigfoot hunters and hunt Bigfoot. That sounds so fun, honestly.
Let me see if I can.
You can find it?
I'll just show you the scene of. Oh, yeah, okay. Because I don't know how much of the whole thing I can show without copyright strike. But,
yeah.
I'll just at least show these Bigfoot hunters.
The truth. First word that pops up.
They're saying they're not believers.
Sorry, my phone's about to die, so it like.
Do you need a good old plug?
That's all good.
I have a charge back there.
I got chased by one back in 2001 in
So is there one Bigfoot or is there multiple big feet?
Multiple big feet throughout the whole United States except for Hawaii.
Why?
Well, Hawaii is a volcanic island. It wasn't a part of Pangea when all the continents were together.
How many big feet do you think are currently active in the continental United States?
I would say over 50,000.
50,000.
Yeah. Over 50,000.
Fucking love his interviews.
He's like,
They knows these trails like the back of its hand. Maybe they'll feel more comfortable as the sun's setting to come a little more closer and approach us. Hopefully we'll get a young one coming. Who knows? That's what we're looking for. Because we're hard to knock.
How sweaty he is.
Well. We were definitely being followed. Big and was just swinging back.
If you're ever out in the woods and you're trying to find Bigfoot, here's his language.
you know where to find him.
We were definitely being followed.
Oh my god.
It was big and was just swaying back and forth.
And then they just like start saying that it was there.
They just start saying that, like, without actually seeing it. They just go, he was here.
He was like, we were definitely getting followed. It was big and he was just swaying. That's just all they say. Like that's how they know that it was there.
It's big, he's swaying.
I fucking love it.
I love Bigfoot hunters.
I love absolutely insane people.
Yeah.
Like insane,
Yeah.
not in a threatening way.
Yeah, just
Like they're wrapped up in their own little
insane.
thing, and they're just fucking mental.
they're just into it,
Yeah.
you know?
That's like one of my dreams is to go and start doing shit like that.
Yeah.
Like interviewing, just like
All these
off
people.
the rocker, like just crazy people.
That sounds like so much fun, honestly. Because I'm like, a part of me is like, a little dangerous.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
you never know who you're going to meet.
I wish we would have filmed more when we went and stormed Area 51.
Oh,
There
yeah.
was people there that were fucking wild. I wish Forrest was still here so he could tell the story. There was this kind of like heavier set kid who came out of nowhere. We don't know where he came. And he came over and just started talking to us. And like his first question was like, how much you guys like memes? And we're like, well, a lot.
A lot.
And he's like, well, I'm basically a walking incel. And he sat here like he knew us his whole life and told us how he was like trying to have sex with this girl over at the campfire. He's like, but dog, I just can't close the deal. I don't like, she was just all about it and then I just don't know how to close the deal. I'm like, he's like, but then again, I am just a walking incel. And like, just wild as humans. The best guy was parked next to us. Okay, he was cool. I think he watches our podcast from time to time.
Nice.
So shout outs to you.
Shouts out.
Living a very unique life. So he's like traveling to different weird things that are going on. But he had like his whole entire truck was like where he slept and stuff. But then he broke out this whole entire kit of like things. Like he was giving us shot glasses of whiskey out of like science vials.
That's awesome.
And like when it was about ready to sunset, he broke out this big loud alarm, like a crane alarm, and was like, sunshine shots, and like started like cranking it.
What?
And like we were sitting next to him and all these people were like, what the fuck's going on? And then someone was like, sunshine shots, like I guess it's a thing? I don't know. And then we all took more shots, and then he's all like, I'm gonna get my bike and go barefoot bike around for a little bit. I'll see you guys later.
I love this man.
Yeah, I know.
And I now aspire to be like that.
I know.
I gotta be honest. Sunshine shots?
Yeah. I don't know.
What?
Yeah. And the alarm was loud as fuck. Like, they probably heard it in the bass. It was so loud.
They were like, what the hell's that?
Yeah.
What? Somebody goes, oh, it's sunshine
Are they
shots.
storming?
Are they storming? Get
That
the
was
guns
also
ready.
the trip that, like, I don't know, several people was like, oh shit, Action Bronson. And I'm like, thanks. I did like play it up with one lady, and like I was with Forrest and Chandler, and she's like, oh shit, Action Bronson. I'm like, oh, what it do, baby boo?
What it do, baby boo? I bet she was like, yeah.
It was him.
It was really
I
him,
hope
guys.
that she tells the story like, dude, Action Bronson was at the gate. I'm like, hell yeah.
Somebody eventually, it gets back to him.
He's like, no.
He's like, I was not.
I'll tweet out and be like, no, it was just this big chungus.
It was just me, and it's just you, like.
Yeah. Hey, Dad.
Hey, Father, please.
That was my Vice documentary idea for the longest time. Did I ever tell you that?
Oh, was being his son?
Yeah, pitched them an idea of trying to find Action Bronson because he's my dad.
I think that would be amazing. I'd
Yeah.
watch that.
They're all about him on Vice.
Yeah.
He has like 3 shows now.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What does he do?
He does the one where he gets really high and watches Ancient Aliens.
Oh.
I think he does a cooking one now, and then I think he's going to do a fitness one or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love how different all of those are.
Yeah.
He's a very versatile guy.
Yeah,
That's
I like
for
him a
sure.
lot.
Yeah.
That's the worst part. Is like, I like the guy.
Yeah, you're
If I
like.
hated him, it'd be even more funny.
Yeah, you're like, man, I wish I could make fun of him even more, but you're like, but I admire him.
Yeah, but fuck. He's everything I want.
He's everything. Everything I want. Everything I have.
Mr. Bronson.
Mr.
Hello.
Bronson.
No, it's just, people are wild. I don't know. I guess
Yeah.
this can go into our next thing I want to talk about was adventures.
Oh, yes.
Because I think one of the best places to meet people is on adventures. Like
Facts.
A51 and
Yeah.
Sunshine Shot Guy.
Yeah.
Never got his name.
Oh. R.I.P.
Nope.
Sunshine Shot Guy.
Nope. He said he would follow our social media.
Oh.
Because we were filming.
Yeah.
Look where that film footage is. Oh my god. That film footage exists.
It's just
I've never
somewhere.
posted it somewhere.
You should definitely post it somewhere because I feel like it's now the hype of Area 51 has died down enough that if you posted it,
Probably be good.
it'd probably be good. People would be like, "Oh my god, found footage."
Well, I tried for a long time. We were probably in at least 3 documentaries.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then we were hoping it was gonna be like a big Netflix one because we
Oh,
acted a
yeah.
fool in one of them, and we were hoping that they would like,
They'd
you
do
know,
some.
like
Yeah.
someone was making like a holy shit, these people are fucking insane, and we were gonna get on, but
What were you guys doing? That's the real question.
I was just making horrible, horrendous jokes.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
And I can't remember, were we dressed funny?
Were we
dressed
were
funny.
we dressed funny?
Yeah.
Might have been dressed funny.
We had like a professional interview one. They had like boom mics and everything.
Oh.
Talking about why we came.
You're like,
To clap alien cheeks, dog.
obviously, I
Fuck.
want to find my alien GF. Bring her home. Meet
Yeah.
the ma.
Yeah. But we missed
That's
Sasha Grey. That was a bummer. She showed. I just wanted a picture.
Oh.
I think that would have been a funny picture to have.
Yeah, actually, that would be.
Where
hilarious.
was I? Area 51 was Sasha
With
Grey.
Sasha Grey. You could frame that.
Yeah.
actually.
Oh, I totally would.
Yeah, you would have to. You would
Yeah.
have to. It's just in a film and real associates.
You right. Me just being completely ignorant on some actual professional's film footage.
Just dicking around.
Yeah.
It's in somewhere. It's somewhere.
Yeah, oh, it's somewhere.
It's somewhere.
I'm hoping it's somewhere like, or maybe it's still getting made.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know. But yeah, adventuring.
Adventures.
You've gone on quite a handful of adventures and trips
Yeah.
throughout the world. Who do you think you've met the most interesting people?
Oh, that's hard. Let's see. I always have to think of, because weirdly enough, I consider myself like an outgoing person.
Yeah, for sure.
And all of that. But it's only really weird situations that I actually do end up meeting people.
Okay.
Like one time, and then I realized that I'm probably the weird person that people meet. That's what I realized. Is I'm probably that story.
That's the person though you want to be.
Yeah.
You don't want to meet the weird people. You want to be the person that everyone's like, God, do you remember that girl we met like 15 years ago in Scottsdale, Arizona? Like,
What the fuck was she on? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on? I mean, so I went to California once with Romita, actually, and her
oh,
mom.
perfect.
And we went down to this is actually the only other time that I've been to California, not being in Disneyland. And it was over by the beach. We went over by the docks, and we would just kind of go on the beach every single day, because it was walking distance-ish.
Yeah.
And I remember I didn't even meet them. What was I doing? I think about this and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And so I was just talking to Romina, and then I was like, you know what I'm really proud of is that I can spit very far. It's a skill of mine.
Like
and,
legit?
Somewhat. I would say I can spit farther than like a lot of my friends, I guess. But the way to actually, Romina was like, no, you can't. And I'm like, I can. And she's like, and I'm like, spit contest right now. And she's like, I'm not going to have a spit contest with you. And I was like, well, I'll find someone who will. And I go on the boardwalk and I ask this like group of guys. I go up to them and I'm like, hey, spitting contest. Who's in? They were in. They all were like,
I'm sure they were in.
Yeah. And I won, by the way. I won. And
by a drastic margin?
By like a decent amount. There was one guy who got really close. But I won. And I was like points for what's I don't want to say the word that I'm thinking of.
Send it.
I was gonna say points for girth. It's not the right word. I can't think of another word for like it just being a large spitball.
Quantity?
Like, quantity, yeah. He got points for that.
Nice fluid amount there, guy.
Nice. That's awesome. But I got distance, and that's what matters in this country.
Distance. Yeah, that'd be great. That's a story that they still tell to this day.
Probably.
This girl walked up and she was like, spitting contest?
And I was probably 15, 16 at the time, and they were all much older than me. So they were probably like, and I had like blue hair.
Oh shit.
That was like this short. And actually, or was it black? It was actually
I
black.
forgot you had like a short hair phase when you were younger.
Yeah. It was mostly because all my hair burnt off.
You told a story on one of the podcasts about like the short hair phase.
Yeah. Because short hair phase. I had black hair at that time, actually. That was right after I had my blue hair. And I dyed it black. And I walked up, spitting contest. I won. And then I literally go, thanks! And walk away.
Was Romina still watching?
Yeah. From a distance. She was like over there like,
what the fuck?
She's like, did you have fun? And I'm like, yeah, I did actually. And on that same trip, now I'm thinking, once I start telling stories, all of a sudden all these people are coming up now. So at that beach, there is a Hokulea, the snow cone.
Oh, yeah.
Hokulea. There was a stand there. And there was somebody working at the stand that he was pretty attractive. And me and Romina kind of had a little crush on him. And so every single time we went down, we would go like 2 different times. Like each day we'd like go and get a snow cone. Or we would just hang out by the snow cone stand all day and like chat with him. I don't even know about what. But he was having the time of his life because we know that for sure because the last day then he's like, I'll give you guys a free snow cone with every single, we were like, we want every single flavor on this snow cone. So we put, it was disgusting. It was awful. But we had every single snow cone flavor on this single little thing. Tried it and we're like, ew, thank you though. And then this was the soul crush moment, but also the moment where we're like, at least we made your week. He was like, can I take a picture with you guys? I told my girlfriend about you guys. And we were like, all of our hearts go. Oh.
Yeah. Oh no.
But then we're like, you were talking about us. Hearts.
We made it to the girlfriend.
I was like, oh, side piece. But he was like, yeah, she doesn't believe that you guys exist. He's like, because I told her about the thing. Because I think at one point we were doing like cartwheels for really childish things that we were just kind of like, yo, check this out. And we're like. And we'd like start like dancing or something. And he's like, nice. And everybody's like, yeah, go.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And he's like, can I take a picture with you guys? Because my girlfriend doesn't believe that you guys exist.
Do you think you're still on like a phone somewhere?
I hope so.
Oh, that would be
I hope
great.
to God. And it's probably me disgusting, my like black hair all like greasy, sunburnt. And I'm like.
So, okay. You've gone to Japan.
Yeah.
And you're going back to Japan super jealous.
I'm
But,
so excited.
Obvious language barrier.
Yeah.
Did you meet anyone there
Yes.
worthwhile?
So we met one. Well, okay. So actually, the most people that we met was in this one single bar, and I might have talked about this before. Well, I actually think I tweeted about this. So the girl running the bar, it was at the Golden Guy District where they have like bars stacked on top of each other, and it's about the size of like this, and it can fit maybe 4 or 5 people in it.
Oh, okay.
In these little bars, and
that's actually super cool.
Yeah, it's really cool, and you can kind of go bar to bar. Some of them have karaoke. Sometime at like a certain time of the night, it's really hard to like find one that has room because there's like a lot of people going in, and they don't ID you. Just so you know, if you go to like official like clubs and official restaurants, they'll ID you. But if you go to like the Golden Guy District, they don't give a shit. Especially if you're American and you look much older than you are.
Yeah.
So we walk in, and during this time, I was also very sick, so I didn't meet a whole ton of people before this. This is also our last night. So I didn't meet a whole ton of people just because I was incredibly sick, and I was afraid that if I talked to somebody, I would scare them because my voice was so disgusting. But we were sitting there, and we still follow each other. We met this couple from Australia who ended up, they got married, and they were saving up money for a wedding, like for a very long time, because they were high school sweethearts, saved up all this money to eventually get married. They ended up just eloping and then using all that money to go on almost like a year travel trip.
That's so cool.
It was, I was like, that's honestly the dream. That is amazing. Genius idea.
Yeah. Because
they were like, oh yeah, after this we're going to Thailand. And they just would go from country to country. It was amazing. But we were all talking, and I still remember this conversation because we were making jokes and everything. And the husband goes, well, I mean, it's not gay unless you come. And we go, truer words never been said. We were great friends. We all followed each other on social media, and they even offered, they were like, if you ever come to Australia, you have a couch to stay at. And I was like, well, I mean, if you ever come to Utah, I don't know if you will. That seems like a very odd place to want to visit.
Yeah.
You got a couch.
Come to Zion.
Yeah, woohoo! Which really, actually, that's a place people really like to visit.
Oh, yeah.
And I always forget about that just because we live here.
Utah is actually a really big tourist place.
Yeah, I always forget about that.
They want to come see the crazy temples.
Yeah.
And they want to go to Park City, and they want to go to Zion.
Yeah.
Which is dope.
Which is like, yeah, no.
We, honestly, that's the biggest thing about Utah, is we 100% take for granted actually how dope the state can be. Mm-hmm. Because we've lived here so long, and during the times when it was super not dope to be here. Yeah. Like, now it's like, everyone's like, fuck, you guys want to come? This is the first time, sidetrack. Have you seen the Hive concert thing that they're doing? Okay, well, the main person's obviously Post Malone. But, like,
yeah,
there's 30 or 40 big name people, in, I think it's mostly rap, that are coming. We never used to get that here.
Oh, no, isn't it because, so Post Malone lives here, obviously. Yeah. I remember seeing that and then automatically being like, is he like hosting this?
I don't know.
In a sense?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I would assume so, like probably his label was like, oh yeah, host something here, hometown, might as well.
I'll try and see if I can get a...
I know someone who got tickets to that actually, but those were pricey ass tickets, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I looked at that and I was like, oh, I can't.
I'm going to try and see if I can find... Yeah, Hive Festival 2021.
What the hell? Because I remember they kind of came out with the whole list and everything while the pandemic was still in swing. I remember seeing that, and I thought it was a joke. Like, I thought it was made up.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way.
Post Malone, Suicide Boys, they're really popular.
Yeah.
Trippie Redd, Flatbush Zombies, Ski Mask the Slump God. We would have never got those people.
Oh, yeah, no.
And then... there's like some smaller ones I can't read.
Oh no.
Let me see if I can just find it.
Zoom on in. Zoom on in.
They have a couple blurred ones for big names. But the second day, so that's Friday. There's like some smaller people and then some locals. Saturday is DaBaby, Don Tolliver, Jack Harlow, Lil Mosley, Joey Badass, St. John, who's pretty popular. Like Young Gravy, he's coming.
God. I hope he doesn't fuck my mom.
Yeah, he can if he wants.
If he wants. And honestly, I'd be like, yeah,
I'd be like, damn, dog.
Yeah.
Fucking Mr. Clean in my house.
Yeah, you know.
Cleaning the fucking pipes. My man.
My man.
I
Making blueberry muffins.
I wouldn't even be mad. If he walked out of my room in his bathrobe and shit, I'd just be like, fuck, my guy, what's up?
My guy.
Dap it up, my man.
He'd be like, great.
Yeah. Great.
Great.
I fucking love that guy. He's exactly what I strive for.
Yeah, honestly, same.
Yeah.
I
That's
want to be.
all I want.
I want to be rapping about milfs.
Yeah.
You know, living the life in my bathrobe.
Did I ever tell you when Young Gravy like first came on the scene? I told Kai he looked like him and he got really upset.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Kai actually dressed up like Young Gravy for Halloween this year.
Yeah. I did it on a podcast. He wasn't like upset, but he was like, what the
He's like, dude,
yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I was like, it's the hair, my guy.
And it's like, yeah.
It's the hair.
Actually. He looked just like Young Gravy when he dressed up like him, though.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, no, I was like, yeah, you're looking fresh. And he's like, I don't even know any of his songs, really. And we're like,
I'm gonna lie.
mm-hmm.
You're gonna lie because he's not like, you know.
Because he's not.
The shit.
You know.
Yeah. He's the shit, but like a different kind of shit.
Different kind of shit, but still good shit, you know?
With your Japan trip, I always want to ask, did you or anyone play pachinko?
Pachinko? No.
No. I really want to go play. It's like their version of like gambling.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a really weird setup. So gambling is illegal in Japan.
Yeah.
But what you do, and they're like, it's not like slot machines. They're marbles. And then you put the marbles in and you like, people say their strategy, but I don't know if that's the same thing as people at casinos who say their strategy.
Yeah.
I don't know. But like, you get paid out marbles, and then the marbles have a price, not monetary, but they like equal a certain amount. And then you go trade them in at the desk, and they give you like, I think at a lot of places it's gold. And then right down the block, like in the same like strip mall type thing, I don't know what it's called in Japan, there's a place where you turn those in for cash.
I now officially know what you're talking about, and I was in one of those places.
Yeah, they say it's like crazy, like lights and bright. And...
Oh yeah, it looks like a little casino area. There's a lot of sit down areas, and also I forget that you can actually like kind of smoke inside.
Yeah,
also.
yeah.
So I remember doing that, but I mean, I was really sick at the time, so I just kind of sat down and was like,
I watched this thing and it was, because like I've always, like I will go to Japan at one point in my life. I'd like to live there, but I don't know. It's expensive.
I'm always worried about, because I really want to live there, just because, I mean, ever since I went, I've been wanting to go back healthy and actually experience it to the fullest. And it was the nicest place I have ever been.
Yeah.
Everyone's so kind. It's so clean.
Have I told you the kind of heartbreaking story of what happened to me with Japan?
Oh no, what?
So I found a weird connection. I don't remember how it came. That a old friend of mine from elementary married a Japanese lady who is an interpreter who I can't remember if she was born in Japan and came here or how it all worked, but she lives here now and she's a full-time interpreter and they had jobs to teach English. And I went and interviewed with my best friend at the time who had tattoos. The lady loved us until she saw his tattoos and then was turned off. I kind of got offered to go and teach and live in Japan, but I didn't feel like I could have done that to him. 'Cause it was like a duo dream, you know? And I felt really bad. Do I regret not doing it? Kinda, yeah.
I mean, it's all right to regret that.
Yeah.
I mean, thing is that was definitely a big opportunity. But I mean, you did it because you felt like you had this loyalty to your friend, which I mean, I'm sure he appreciates it.
I never told him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably smart, honestly.
So I hope he doesn't happen to watch this one-off episode. Sorry, James.
Sorry, James.
Well, I shouldn't say sorry. I guess I should just say like, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
happened.
that's what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, I think about that one from time to time.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I really do want to live in Japan. I feel like I would enjoy. I feel like my quality of every day-to-day life would be better there than here. I don't necessarily think I would have any more opportunity or anything like that. I would have the same amount here as I do there. But I just feel like my day-to-day life would probably be better.
I always think about that where I'm like, oh, I would have to think of, because I've thought about living in Japan a lot. I also have family who lives there. Not really. I haven't actually ever met him, but I have an uncle technically who lives in Japan and is like this like banker guy. He's apparently rich.
Hey.
And I'm like, heyo! And
up,
also
Unc?
my grandpa's favorite person, apparently. But I've never met him. I mean, when I did meet him, I was probably very, very young. And oh, shalom.
Oh, gang.
What's poppin'? But I really want to connect with him again.
Bring it on in if you want.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sure.
Holly just came in.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
How was the work?
It was, work.
Work.
We're talking about Japan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, and living in Japan. Oh, but also my issues would be I have tattoos, and I have a lot of tattoos that are quite visible, and that would cause issues with trying to get work. I would have to work remotely. And then also the thing is, then I have to think about dating. If I ever wanted to do that while I was living there, I'm not exactly the type, I'd say.
I don't know. I would disagree with you because if you look at Japanese anime as time has gone on, it's not the old typical vision of a woman.
Oh, that's true.
I think
Yeah.
American culture is also popular everywhere.
Yeah.
So I mean, have you seen the trending TikTok yet of the two Japanese girls?
No.
Oh my god, it's hilarious. They like see this American guy and they're eating like cucumbers, and the one like walks up and they're like having casual talk or whatever, and she's all like American penis, and it's like the big cucumber, and then she's like Japanese penis, and it's like this little baby cucumber,
Oh, no.
And then she like puts it near his dick because she didn't think that he understood, and she's like American penis big, and like I think the only thing that would suck dating over there is the idea of like, I just had this conversation with someone recently about it being a problem in America too, is like, are people dating you because you're a fetish, because you're not from there,
because you're unique in a sense.
because I guess that happens in America a lot with a lot of Asian people, is they
get fetishized.
They ended up getting, they're dating someone who actually just has a fetish for the aesthetic, not actually care about the person. So that's kind of a definitely scary thing about it.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's also like, that's one of my thoughts is like, if I were to end up doing that, that would probably be my number one fear. But then again, the thing is I do have to think about, that's probably the only country I felt absolutely safe in. Like, I could walk around alone at night and be completely good.
Or the only thing is sketchy is the trains.
Oh, that's not even... I mean, it was sketchy-ish, but for us, everybody... Like, the thing is, we are much taller and much broader and also covered in tattoos. Everybody's terrified of us, low-key.
Oh, okay.
They were kind of like, oh, whoa. And then also, once it gets late enough at night, they have the women's only cart.
Right.
That we could go, which was fantastic.
I don't know why they don't do shit like that here in
Right?
America is like women's only like bus or cart or something.
It would be fantastic.
Let's just save a lot of hardships.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we just hit the 2-hour mark.
And you guys need to do your
True crime drunk.
true crime drunks.
I got rum. If anyone wants rum.
You have rum?
Yeah. Did you want rum?
Dude, I possibly have to drive soon. I know, now I'm sad.
I should have brought the rum out earlier. I also have hot sauces. If you ever want to feel like that, like if you're dying, I have the bomb from that show.
Really?
Yeah, ask Holly how that went.
Not pleasant.
Not pleasant? Did you cry?
No, I didn't, but I wanted to shit myself. So
I also don't have any milk. So if
Oh,
you're
no.
doing it, you're on your own.
I don't know, but I don't
probably
know if
wouldn't
I'd be
do
able
it.
to do that.
I wouldn't. Wes's only saving grace was he also had protein shakes.
Yeah,
Vanilla protein
try
shakes.
and help.
It somewhat will help. Let me tell you, rice cakes, ass.
Rice cakes?
I got rice cakes.
Uh-uh.
We thought that might help. I told Ari 100%. I was like, it's really bad. Like worse than anything I've ever had in my life.
Bad.
Like it's like not great, and it tastes like battery acid.
Ugh.
Yeah. But I always leave it up as an option if people want to make free content for me. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's pretty funny.
Might as well. God damn.
It doesn't smell bad though. You can smell it. You know?
I mean, I'll give it a good sniff. Sniffing.
Shake it a little. I don't know. Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, it smells pretty good.
Yeah, it smells way better than it tastes.
I literally was like, I'll just taste it. No. Don't. I'm eyeing those extreme warheads though.
Oh, you like sour shit?
I do like
I
sour
got
shit.
something that's gonna change the game.
It's gonna change my life?
Toxic
waste! I thought they weren't allowed to sell that anymore. Is that just me?
Five Below. They got it.
They do?
Of course they do. Adult they
That's
have.
probably the most sour candy I've ever had in my life. I love sour candy too.
Yeah.
Big fan.
I'm a big fan. I'm so nervous.
Oh, this is gonna
What
be
the fuck
good.
am I not able to... You ready to
I wish I
get
had
some of that?
camera zoom on face to see the.
Yeah, so then you can see me go,
Yeah.
Tucker.
see that? Hook her up,
Not the only
buttercup.
thing gonna poke her tonight, baby girl.
Hey! She's talking about my asshole.
Yeah. What's new?
Let's see.
Oh my god, yesterday, so when I zoomed you saw my asked me about my buffalo shirt. Ari came over, and it wasn't until like 20 to 30 minutes after when he was leaving, he's like, ask you about your butthole.
Yo,
And I was like, you just now noticed my shirt?
we need to address something that we don't mean to like. Is that? I got the Ichirama shirt on.
Oh, I
here.
got
Nice!
the shirt.
We're not planning this.
That's all cool-we-could-dink.
That's adorable. Look, and it's even like the black and orange.
Black
Matching.
and orange.
Look at
Listen,
you
they
guys
just
matching.
say dope ass people are around dope ass people sometimes.
Yeah, that's facts.
That's just kind of how it be.
Dopeness collides
Yeah,
and attracts.
Like a little beacon of cool. Just saying. Okay,
Welcome
should
to
I,
the cool zone.
should I officially pop this sucker in my mouth?
What color is it? Blue? Hold on, let me tell you. Because like the candy is actually good. That is. Oh yeah, that was a weird one. Banana blueberry.
What the fuck? I always think it's gonna be like blue raspberry or something.
Yeah.
I see blue
That's what I
banana.
thought too.
Blue banana.
It's really
Blue
sour.
banana. Blue banana. Is that just me, or does that sound like a euphemism, like blue waffle sort of thing?
Probably is the thing. Maybe the one. What if it's the same disease but on a wiener?
Oh no. Ugh.
I love some wiener diseases.
Delicious.
One gets me up in the morning for breakfast, more like wiener.
Yum yum yum. I'm like scared now.
It's like really sour. Yeah, it's up there.
Mm-hmm.
I can see your cheeks like you're not wanting them to do the thing.
But they're like, ah!
Does that hurt?
Not as much as it should.
I felt worse pain. Oh my god, I was
Actually, that wasn't as sour as I thought it was gonna be.
No?
maybe it was the banana that calmed him.
Yeah, I'm about to be like, give me another.
Well, I think they're way more sour than this.
Extreme
Oh.
haircuts.
Yeah.
You can have some of those. Those are just like warhead sours.
Oh, are they? Oh, it says banana blueberry around here.
It's a weird combination. I don't know who wakes up and they're like, you know what? I really want some bananas with blueberries. Actually, that doesn't sound as weird.
Yeah,
Now that I
like-
say it.
That's usually something that people put on like cereal.
Yeah.
You know?
Honey Nut Cheerios with a little bit of banana.
Oh,
Fuck him.
flame! So good.
Boston.
What's the new meme? I feel like Sheesh has finally ran its course.
It's Boston. But now Boston's getting out. I think there's going to be something new coming up in the works.
Yeah, there's got to be something new. A lot of everyone's losing their mind because they're just like, I've sheeshed my last sheesh and I need to move on to something.
I've busted my last bus. I've sheeshed my last sheesh. I've been thinking about, because, you know, I like to, I don't know, have certain phrases. I'll say ballin' a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then, just recently, I don't know why I found it so funny. I also might have been drinking at the time, and that's why I found it funny, but I ended up, like, drafting a tweet. I actually draft a lot of tweets, surprisingly enough. I tweet so much, and then I'm literally like, why won't I shut the fuck up? I tell that to myself, and then I'm like, stop. And then I go to tweet something else, and I'm like, let's let this simmer for a second, and then I'll like cancel and like save the draft. I do that more often than I thought I would. But I got this snap from somebody who matched with me on fucking Bumble or something like that. And I was like, oh, like, what's up? Or they asked me, and I was like, oh, just got out of work. What's up with you? And then I think he said, going hooping. And I literally was like, I'm actually, I never snapped him back, but I noted that in my mind, and I was like, now I'm going to say that when I'm exiting different situations and be like, all right, later, gotta go hooping.
I'm gonna go hooping.
I'm going hooping.
That actually is pretty good.
Yeah, right?
Because people are gonna be like,
what the fuck?
It's like 11:30. You shouldn't go play basketball right now.
I'm going hooping.
That shit's balling.
That's balling. What do they say? Or I'll go, swish. A lot of basketball euphemisms lately. I don't know why.
45-year-old white dad with khakis and what enters the chat. Somebody say swoosh.
Somebody say swish.
Ooh. Are you gonna start saying that? Yes, Dad, that is my dream.
That is my dream.
It's all net, baby.
That's not my dream, Dad. It's yours.
Is that fucking Jaden Smith? Is that where that meme came from?
Oh, I thought it was High School Musical.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I think
It's from a movie where he's like fighting with his dad.
I think it's most like there's a lot of movies that have that almost exact same line in it.
I'm not your dad.
Basic.
I'm not your dad. This actually was kind of good.
Yeah, they're good. You want another one?
Yeah, I'll have another one.
Yeah,
Let's see if there's
There's 5 flavors on the side. I don't know.
I wonder if do you think any of them are like more sour than the other one?
I don't know. I've had 2. And one of them was really sour.
Let's see. New flavor. No. Orange apple? What the fuck?
My problem with these ones is they almost leave like a coat on your teeth.
Yeah. You need to brush your teeth afterwards because you're like, sorry, I can't do that. Grape strawberry, I can do that. There was one that was apple and orange. These are weird combinations of flavors. Yeah. They're just random. Let's see, pineapple, passion fruit, that actually sounds good. Raspberry lemon, that also sounds good. Banana blueberry, what the fuck? Grape strawberry, what the fuck? Orange and apple, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm excited to get this good old taste.
Want to hear an interesting story? You actually know the beginning of the story, but you don't know the end.
Oh,
we're in.
Da, da, da.
This will be our final story from the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday I got a text, and it was like, Holly, you are so gorgeous.
I'm excited to
And I was like, I didn't have the number saved, and it was an LA number. So I was like, who from LA knows my name?
Dr. Dre.
I would, oh God, I wish. I would most likely hope it was, Lil Jon.
What?
Yeah!
No, but this is a series of texts that went down. Because, like, basically I was just like, who are you? He never gave me his name. I was getting real frustrated. Because he was just like, hey, he was like, and I even, like,
Uh-oh.
ooh, was that the one? Was the banana the calmer? The calm before the storm?
There we go. I started to, like, sweat a little. but it's all worth it in the end.
So, as a nice human being, I was like, thank you. I must have lost your contact. Who is this? And then they did the most pick-me boy thing where it's like, wait, what? Oh, okay, never mind then. I'm not that important. Stay beautiful. Sorry for bothering you.
Oh, my God.
And then, like, 20 minutes later, he was like, missing that thickness. And then I was like, okay, so they obviously know me if they know I'm thick. Because if you see, like, a lot of my pictures from the top up, I don't look thick. Because I'm not thick from the top, I'm thick from the ass.
Thick from the ass.
And then I was like, oh, did we used to work together? Because that was my only thing. Because I was like, I always wear leggings at work. So I was like, it had to have been, like, a coworker. Like, who would have seen me?
Yeah.
And know me? And then, because I was like, I haven't been in school for a while because with COVID, and then I was doing online classes before that because I was finishing at Slick, and I never gave out my number, especially when I gave it to that one guy who then turned real creepy on me.
Oh, yeah.
And that was awful.
Creeps.
But then I stopped, I don't give out my number ever. Even when I'm drunk, I always give it off by one number. So then that way they feel good that they got my number, but then they call it and it's not good. Which, fun fact, someone gave... So, like, some guy called, and they were like, I was like, Barnes & Noble and Sugar House, and he's like, huh? I was like, Barnes & Noble and Sugar House, and he's like, what? And I was like, this is a Barnes & Noble, we are located in Sugar House, can I help you? And he's like, oh, does Stacy work there? Or Stephanie? And I was like, I look over to, like, my coworker, and I was like, we don't have a Stephanie work here, right? And she's like, no.
Damn.
And I was like, no. No, man, sorry, there's no one that works here with that name. And he was like, God fucking damn it. Well, are you sure? And I was like, I'm pretty fucking sure.
Pretty positive.
Poor guy.
I know. And he was like, oh, well, sorry to bother. And I was like, no, man, sorry this happened to you. Me and my coworker had a good laugh. Yeah, basically then this guy, and he was like, I asked if we worked together, and he was like, huh? No, I wish, how are you? And I'm like, I'm sorry, Larry, I'm still trying to figure out who you are and how we met. And then he's like, can I take you out? Do you have a man? And I was like, depends, who is this?
Yeah, who is it?
And he's like, I take you anywhere though, so are you single? And I was like, are you fucking with me? I literally just said that, are you fucking with me? And then he's like, not at all. Do wish I could take you out. Think of you as the most beautiful person I've ever seen. They say nothing lasts forever. I wouldn't mind if you were my nothing.
Oh my God.
Why does this sound like a Buddy Foot guy?
And that's what I was like, I am so confused. I'm so confused. And then he said, maybe, and I'm like, damn, okay, I'll tell you who I am. Can I send you a snap of myself? And I'm like, sure. And then he never said anything. I was like, send a pic, I'm excited. Because I was like, if it's a pick-me boy, they're going to love to hear that.
Yeah, they're going to be like, oh.
And then they're like, I can add you on Snap. No weird shit, I swear. And I'm like, did we match on Tinder?
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? And then he sent like this emoji. I was like, I don't know what the fuck that means. So I just ignored. I was just like, I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then at like almost midnight, my coworker Rudy from Granite Office that quit or got fired in February of 2020 texted me. He's like, please ignore my brother. He got your number from my phone. Asked if you were cute. I said yes, and now he's trying to blow you up. Just block him. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I knew it. I knew someone was fucking with me.
Damn.
I never get out my number unless I'm drunk.
Yeah, because I was like, so she sent it to us in like our like girls group chat, and both Bella and I ended up, so like I like reverse searched and everything, on multiple different platforms, multiple different times, and it wasn't connected to anybody.
No. Not even Snapchat, because I like, because like sometimes what I'll do if a number texts me and I don't know who they are, I like to add them on, like, put their number as my contact, as a contact. I just put it as stranger, put it on Snapchat, and then see if I can, no, it didn't even have a thing, because sometimes I do like to see if it's a bit emoji, so that I can see if it's like a general look of someone I know. No, they didn't, I had to invite them to Snapchat. So they didn't have a Snapchat with that number.
What's that term that you use? Pick me?
Pick me man?
Boy?
Yeah, pick me
What
boy.
is that?
Oh, it's like, you know when a boy's like, oh, well, you're too cute for me anyways. I'm sorry I'm so bothering you.
I'm like, oh, are my texts bothering you? I'm sorry, you're just too pretty for me. Oh, that sort of guy.
Yeah.
Is that what you guys have to deal with in dating in
God.
Utah now?
All
Mostly
the
in
time.
high school. High school was fucking awful.
That's fucking...
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to have a talk directly to the guys who does this. Listen, boys, you know I've had your back since like 2009, and I love you, and I would do anything for you. Don't fucking do that. That's cringe. You're not going to get laid if that is your plan. And you're not going to find a partner that you want to be with. Grow the fuck up. Take them on a real date. And have some fun.
Or
thank you.
on.
And maybe get some, I don't know, self-confidence and self-respect.
A little, at least.
Like at least a little, because the thing is that's not attractive to another person if you're just like, oh, even, I mean, just in general, if, like, self-deprecating jokes can be fun.
Sure.
But if it's in the whole, like, oh, you would never date a gross person like me, then it's like, yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
then,
for
like,
sure.
Because then, obviously, like, in high school, my go-to was like, you're not gross. And then they're like, you don't think I'm gross?
Yeah, then it's just them. It's basically how
It's
guys
fishing.
would be like, oh,
Yeah.
girls fish for compliments saying they're ugly. And it's like, guys do the exact same thing. It's just a pick-me guy. What's worse than pick-me guys is the, I did so much for you boys. Yeah. I do this.
Oh.
This for you,
Yeah.
so pick me.
Yeah. I think those are the worst because that's always like a vendetta. Like, if you do something for another person, that doesn't mean I obligatively have to do anything for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate that about
See,
people.
I tease with Brittany sometimes, like, because we have an ongoing argument, and this is cringe, I know, but it's cute to us, about how every single day we'll spend about 10 minutes fighting about who loves who more. That's aggressive.
Yeah,
it's pretty
I'll
cringe.
aggressively, we'll aggressively fight about it. Okay. But I actually think it's great, though, because we've almost been dating 3 years. Still do it. So.
Oh,
That's
that is pretty
adorable.
precious.
But, like, every once in a while, I'll throw in there and, like, oh, you still love me? And then she'll just get fucking pissed. Because she's like, yeah, no shit.
Why do you think
Tell
I'm
him what's
here?
up. Tell him what's up. I got my 12 stamps on my nice guy punch card.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
No, don't start your shit. When you get to 20 punches, you get a free pity.
Yeah.
Give free
You free pity
head.
date. Oh,
Yeah.
free pity head.
Oh, wow.
I was gonna
Free
go
pity
hand
head.
job. I was gonna go hand job. I'm like, that might be like a lot.
Maybe a bit, but...
I'm just the girl that just prefers to give head because I don't know what to do with my hands.
I always think about, so we had a friend who...
And clicked the second time. I'm like, oh my god.
Me and Bella went camping, and we were waiting for this friend of ours he was coming later at night, and it was just us camping. It was just us camping. He drives a motorcycle, though, and it was, like, late, and we were kind of, over in the woods and whatnot, and he was like, oh, I'll be here at this time. Doesn't show up. We're like, oh, no, we're worried. We texted him, and he's like, sorry, gotta be a little late. Time goes by. Me and Bella have been trying to make a fire for hours and it's not working, and occasionally we'll take breaks and take shots. So we're getting kind of like drunk at this point, and we start texting him and we're like, hey, when are you gonna get here? Hey, what do you get? Are you okay? Because the thing is, then we get worried because we're like, oh, he's driving his motorcycle, and also
Worry, yeah.
like we know that he was at a party previously or something like that because we thought this girl that he liked was there, and so we're like bummed that also she couldn't come because we haven't met her yet. We really want to.
Okay.
And so we were like, I hope he's okay. What's going on? So we start like calling him because we also do this thing where whenever we would get drunk, we would call him. And for the longest time, he was very like, what's the word? Like uncomfortable, I guess. And so when we would call him, we thought it was hilarious because of how uncomfortable he would be. When we would call him, he'd be like, what? And then we're drunk, we're like, what are you doing? And he's like, playing video games. And we're like, with who? And he's like, my friends. And we're like, 14-year-old boys on the internet friends? Because all your other friends are over here. So, and he's like, shut up. And we're like, haha. But he's slowly gotten more comfortable with us, and now was like, yeah, no, I'll go camping with you guys. And we're like, nice. So we start calling him consistently, and he's not picking up, and we're like, oh, we're getting worried. And then call him, and a girl picks up the phone, and we're like, oh. And she's like, who is this? And then you hear him in the background go, oh, that's my friend's girlfriend's. I'm supposed to go get them. Sorry. And we're like,
drunk us are like, "Are you with the girl?"
Yeah.
And we're like, "Oh, we'll leave you be. Have fun." And we hang up. And then I said, actually, let me pull up these texts that I sent him.
Oh, man.
Because then I proceed to drunk text him.
You have to.
Yeah, obviously, because we were like, this is hilarious. Let's see. These are literally the last texts I sent out. I said, "You heading out, boy?" That was at 12:33. Then at 1:30 was after we got the call.
Yeah.
And I said, in all caps, "You sly dog, you." And then another one, "Pussy magnet, ayy." And then the next one said, "Yeah, get it, boy."
Yeah, get it. I hope that she read those too.
I hope so too. He came then that morning, and we were like, "So, how was it?" And he was like, "Fuck you guys for calling me so much." And we're like, you should have just sent us a text saying you were just spending the night there.
Yeah.
And we would have been like, "Okay." We were worried. And he's like, "Yeah." We're like, how'd it go though? And he was like, "It was awesome. When you called us, apparently they were having like an emotional moment or something." And we're like, "Then why did you answer the phone?" He's like, "I don't know." And then he's like, "And then, we did it." And we're like, "Nice." And he's like, "Yeah, she's kind of a freak." And we're like, "Whoa!"
Oh.
We're like, "What, like, freak? Like, what? You gotta explain." This is also the most he's ever, like, told us about situations like that. He's a very reserved, like, hee-haw guy. He does not show emotion, does not talk about himself. And so he was like, we were like, "Yeah, tell us more." And he's like, "She gave me head." And we
Fuck
go,
yeah, dude. I like this guy a lot.
And we go, "Wait, is that freaky to you?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And we're like, "Is that not like a normal thing to get?" And he's like, "No." And we're like, "I don't know." So then when the rest of our friends got there that day, he immediately, because then me, him, and Bella all start drinking.
Yeah.
We're day drinking, making a Jenga game, having a good time. The rest of our friends show up. He gets up and he's like, "Question. Out of all the times you guys have hooked up with women, how many times did you get head the first time?" And everybody was like, "Basically every time."
Oh.
And he goes, "For real? Are you serious?" And they're like, "Yeah, dude." And we're like, "Sorry, you're just the odd man out."
I like that. That's wholesome. That's
Precious,
wholesome,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're like, "Oh, love it. Love it."
On a side note, it is kind of weird that head is now just a standard.
Yeah, right?
I feel like that's still like when I was growing up, head was like a fucking trophy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was like because it was like hand jobs were kind of like the standard, and then like the girl who would give head was kind of like, whoa
there.
And now like just in a short amount of time, it's like head is now just a standard, and now like the trophy is like, I won't get into it, but like other crazies, butt stuff or different things like that.
And I'd like to know who gave out the memo to all the Utah girls that head wasn't a common thing, because I just always assumed that head was just, a gift.
Right? That's also like one thing that I was like, "Oh yeah, no." But then that's also with like the assumption that, you give and you also receive. Everybody. Drill that into your
all
mind.
around. Dental dams are a thing.
They are.
And condoms are too.
Yeah. You can figure it out. You give, receive. Make sure. You receive, you give.
Mm-hmm.
Reciprocation is important.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Key.
okay.
Standards.
Are we ready to wrap this one up?
Yeah. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember, Monarch Social for everything website and social media marketing. Happiest Med for premium CBD. Dark Prime Collectibles for everything that is nerd related. Topshelferspodcast.com is live. Go check it out. I would love to hear what you guys think. I'm taking all feedback and we'll implement it if I like it. Blogs coming soon and more episodes next week. True Crime Drunks will be live within the next 10 minutes, and we're covering the Branch Davidians cult. It's quite an interesting one. So if you guys are into true crime, go check us out. True Crime Drunks on Twitch.tv in the next 15 minutes. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kass, for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Watch Holly Kass mess around on Twitch. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.